Previously on Back of the Bus. Stop using Charlemagne and iHeartRadio as your mouthpiece. Okay? And maybe we focus on that and we don't have to fucking make room for you to make accusations against Diddy. Wendy, I don't give a shit. I don't care. There's enough people there. This is a cry for help. I need help, but also let me earmark 15 minutes so I can rant and rave about Diddy. Get the fuck out of here. Here's what we had going on last week on Dubs and Nails. If you go out your way to be like, no, fuck that nigga, you a coon if you do though. Which one of you coon ass niggas gonna go perform at the inauguration? Like, that is just...
you know the internet is forever, right? Like, that shit don't go away.
Again, it never surprised me when celebrities lie because they lie. But still, it's just... I hope y'all are seeing it for yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, these people are not to be trusted. Still not doing your homework, I see. Well, I'll catch you up here. Here's last week's takes on Behind the Cape.
Jodie Turner-Smith has been what a lot of people have gone to.
I personally am out. Now, the tall thing actually works in her favor. That's what gets us closer to her being Storm. It's when she begins to talk is when it's not, which is crazy because she's had the perfect roles to prove that she can do that and make it believable. I'm not getting it. It's not coming through. Previously on Back of the Bus. Stop using Charlemagne and iHeartRadio as your mouthpiece. Okay? And maybe we focus on that and we don't have to fucking make room for you to make accusations against Diddy. Wendy, I don't give a shit. I don't care. There's enough people there. This is a cry for help. I need help, but also let me earmark 15 minutes so I can rant and rave about Diddy. Get the fuck out of here. Here's what we had going on last week on Dubs and Nails. If you go out your way to be like, no, fuck that nigga, you a coon if you do though. Which one of you coon ass niggas gonna go perform at the inauguration? Like, that is just...
you know the internet is forever, right? Like, that shit don't go away.
Again, it never surprised me when celebrities lie because they lie. But still, it's just... I hope y'all are seeing it for yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, these people are not to be trusted. Still not doing your homework, I see. Well, I'll catch you up here. Here's last week's takes on Behind the Cape.
Jodie Turner-Smith has been what a lot of people have gone to.
I personally am out. Now, the tall thing actually works in her favor. That's what gets us closer to her being Storm. It's when she begins to talk is when it's not, which is crazy because she's had the perfect roles to prove that she can do that and make it believable. I'm not getting it. It's not coming through. Previously on Back of the Bus. Stop using Charlemagne and iHeartRadio as your mouthpiece. Okay? And maybe we focus on that and we don't have to fucking make room for you to make accusations against Diddy. Wendy, I don't give a shit. I don't care. There's enough people there. This is a cry for help. I need help, but also let me earmark 15 minutes so I can rant and rave about Diddy. Get the fuck out of here. Here's what we had going on last week on Dubs and Nails. If you go out your way to be like, no, fuck that nigga, you a coon if you do though. Which one of you coon ass niggas gonna go perform at the inauguration? Like, that is just...
you know the internet is forever, right? Like, that shit don't go away.
Again, it never surprised me when celebrities lie because they lie. But still, it's just... I hope y'all are seeing it for yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, these people are not to be trusted. Still not doing your homework, I see. Well, I'll catch you up here. Here's last week's takes on Behind the Cape.
Jodie Turner-Smith has been what a lot of people have gone to.
I personally am out. Now, the tall thing actually works in her favor. That's what gets us closer to her being Storm. It's when she begins to talk is when it's not, which is crazy because she's had the perfect roles to prove that she can do that and make it believable. I'm not getting it. It's not coming through. Previously on Back of the Bus. Stop using Charlemagne and iHeartRadio as your mouthpiece. Okay? And maybe we focus on that and we don't have to fucking make room for you to make accusations against Diddy. Wendy, I don't give a shit. I don't care. There's enough people there. This is a cry for help. I need help, but also let me earmark 15 minutes so I can rant and rave about Diddy. Get the fuck out of here.
Here's what we had going on last week on Dubs and Nails.
If you go out your way to be like, no, fuck that nigga, you a coon if you do know, which one of you coon ass niggas gonna go perform at the inauguration? Like, that is just...
Like, you know the internet is forever, right? Like, that shit don't go away.
Again, it never surprised me when celebrities lie because they lie. But still, it's just... I hope y'all are seeing it for yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, these people are not to be trusted.
Still not doing your homework, I see. Well, I'll catch you up here. Here's last week's takes on Behind the Cape.
Jodie Turner-Smith has been what a lot of people have gone to.
I personally am out. Now, the tall thing actually works in her favor. That's what gets us closer to her being Storm. It's when she begins to talk is when it's not, which is crazy because she's had the perfect roles to prove that she can do that and make it believable. I'm not getting it. It's not coming through. If he didn't want to carry you, like, he would have been well within his rights just to drop your ass right there. Just like literally, hey, what the... Not my woman. What's wrong with you? Get out of here. Well, like Patrick Swayze? What the hell is this?
Stop it.
What's wrong with you, man?
What up?
Grow up.
Yeah,
Jump in another grown man's arms. What's wrong with you?
disgusting.
It is disgusting. You're right.
No, your interpretation of what happened is
absolutely disgusting.
Anyway, shout out to a new viewer in the chat.
Oh yeah, like those.
Shabaka
like
Freeman.
those.
I'd like to see that.
Appreciate that.
Breck Warren, what up? Wait, did we see what Too Short did in Philadelphia?
What happened to Too Short in Philadelphia?
Chillmonger said W for Too Short in Philadelphia. I don't know what he's talking
Google
about.
Too Short Philadelphia.
I'll take care of that in due time. Anyway, what up, everybody? You got 7 people in chat. Make sure y'all like the video. Homeboys realizing we had last minute things we need to fix, apparently.
Nah,
No,
we good.
good.
I just want to make sure we can't see nothing through the windows. We're all good.
Bet. All right, so y'all know what we do here. We started off typically with Behind the Cape. Then we go into W's and L's. We doing anything different today? Straying from the means? All right, bet.
Good to me.
All right, Behind the Cape. For me, the best news this week is clearly that Scary Movie 6 already has a release date.
They was ready. They had this joint in the tuck. They was ready to go. I'm impressed. I am impressed in an age where the reshoot has become almost standard with Hollywood productions. They were ready. They got in there, shot it. I'm okay. So here's where I can maybe create just a slither of not even slither of doubt, just like still thinking it was so quick and so, fast tracked that did they have any time to take in some of the fan response that was coming when it was getting released, that the production was coming up, i.e. make sure y'all get Regina Hall in there, i.e. make sure Anna Faris returns. If that wasn't already a plan, then was there time to, acquiesce in those ways?
Sure.
Can they do it without them? It's possible.
You need
I don't know if it'll be at its best. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be at its best without them.
For sure. Shout out Leader. What up? Yeah, no, that's the main thing that we need is Cindy, Brenda, obviously some of the Wayans brothers in there to make the whole thing hilarious. They can have a classic on their hands if they just listen to what the people want, like you said.
I trust them. It seems like they've had this idea for a while, so I'm excited to see what comes of it.
For sure.
What was the date? Did we say the date?
June 12th, 2026.
June 12th.
Now I know it seems like
was it June 12th or June 6th?
No, it was June 12th. I thought I wanted it to be June 6th as well because it's a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was June 12th.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Ready to see it. Like, I know scary movies don't take that long to shoot, so
Right.
that this seems about right for the most part. All right, so we talked about Euphoria season 3 and some of the discrepancies that have come up with some of what the cast has been saying about it. And Storm Reed has decided that she wants to put her 2 cents in and let people know she grown.
Yeah, Storm Reed gave her a reason as to why she won't be returning for season 3 of Euphoria, which I'm still dubious on whether or not that actually is a thing that's going to happen, that we'll see at this point.
Yeah.
But she says something that has to be true about the actors who are portraying characters who are even older than she is in the production. That, like, look, man, I'm graduating from USC next semester as a producer, like in producing. I'm going to be making these projects soon. I don't want to be playing a high school sophomore in
We're regressing
2026.
now.
I don't want to be playing a high school sophomore in 2026. I'm damn near 30 years old. I got a college degree.
Unless the pay is right.
No, it ain't gonna be right because
It
she's
won't,
like
but if the pay
8th on
was
the
right.
call sheet. So it's like there's no way.
Yeah.
So yeah, if and that's a big if. That's a big if we ever see a season 3 of Euphoria,
Everybody would have to get their payday. I mean, we talked about it before. Like,
I think there'll be a lot of
payday. Sydney Sweeney at this point would have to get her payday, that's the hard part. Is those two actresses are going to have to get probably the biggest payday to come back, and Sydney Sweeney wasn't number 2.
She was like 3 or 4, maybe.
So, like,
I mean, again, I was just gonna say there's probably gonna be a lot of recast. You'll have Zendaya and a whole bunch of new people, or maybe they do a time jump and they just jump into the future.
The time jump would be crazy.
I don't know. Either way, I feel like there's gonna be some time jumps. I mean, there's gonna be some recasts because I don't think everybody's gonna be in the same position
For sure.
now that they're finally ready to do something with it, if that's even really the case.
Yeah, homeboy, Elordi,
Who was that?
Doing bigger and better. Is it Nate?
What is he doing?
He's doing movies. He's doing more serious roles from what I've seen.
Okay, cool. I mean, also
he's not doing what Sydney Sweeney and Zendaya are doing, but enough to be like, I can't return back to
R.I.P. Angus, right?
Facts.
He's gone. He's no longer with us. So this is going to be like the whole dynamic of the show is going to have to change. I don't expect to see it no time soon, but definitely not with Storm Reed, apparently.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. This was when you told me about this was a little shocker to me. I didn't know this is a thing. Sterling K. Brown was reportedly given a season-long arc on The Boys. I think you got a little bit more.
Sterling K. Yeah, man, that was surprising to hear. What's going on, Tony Robinson? What up, leader? Chill, MoFly. MoFly, I finished Arcane, or not Arcane, excuse me. Castlevania Nocturne season 1 and 2. I have some thoughts. If we got some open time here, I'll wrap with you. Let's get to that Sterling K. Brown.
Yes, MoFly. Academics did have a very interesting week, but
he had a fan week.
Yikes.
He had a fan week. 69 God week. Now, you start to understand why certain people work with each other, why they just be around each other, why they be in certain and they in the same orbits. It makes sense.
I see why Academics worked with Drake. Drake didn't work with Academics.
It's like Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg. It makes complete sense that they would run together, right? That Mark Wahlberg would be starring in a Mel Gibson movie. It just makes sense.
It does make sense, actually.
Let's get to that Sterling K. Brown quote that I've been looking for a couple minutes. Here we go. So, I think it was a bad role, talking about what they were offered, what they offered him in The Boys, which, man, after watching last season, I could only imagine what they were trying to offer him. After seeing what they've done with Laz Alonso as Mother's Milk, I could only imagine what they wanted this man to do. It was very tempting, but a full season arc. They are in Toronto. It's tough. These things are champagne problems I'm talking about here because I'm blessed enough to already have certain things in place. I get a chance to be a bit choosy. basically what I heard is don't offer me no dog food and expect me to be excited to be in your universe. Don't offer me your crumbs. Don't have a scene built for me to get semen sprayed all over me. And some like
Something
embarrassment
insane,
bullshit.
yeah,
Yeah,
they've been
like
doing shock value.
yo,
stuff.
fam, no, I'm not doing that. No, absolutely not. You're not going to work out some weird fetish you have with my genitals on this show. Just not doing it. You know, they've gotten very weird over the last season and a half, and it doesn't really pay any benefit to the story. And like you said, it's very shock value. They like to call it punk rock. I you know what I'm saying? It's just
Speaking to what Chillmonger said earlier, actors with negotiating leverage. He was talking about the Euphoria stuff we were talking about, but in this case, that's Sterling K. Brown. Like Sterling K. Brown can see bullshit ahead of time and say, no, I'm not doing that. But unfortunately, some actors,
as much as I would have wanted to see him in The Boys in some kind of capacity, I would have been much more disappointed had he gotten there and it would have been some bullshit.
Yeah,
and it would have been some bullshit.
Yeah.
He'd be some character called Black Man or some shit like that. Like I'm just not going for it. Or he'd be a character who had a wife who left him to go be with some Trumper incel. Oh no, we already got one of those characters. Don't need one of those. Sorry, Sterling.
No, for
Box checked. Representation filled. Yeah, no. I mean, to be able to pick and choose like that and then not really stop your career. Right. I think a lot of actors would like to say that they could do that. Like, oh, I reach a certain point in my career and so I can pick and choose. Well, I mean, even with you being tenured, some people don't get to pick and choose.
Facts. Sterling K absolutely does, though.
Djimon Hounsou been playing the same guy in every movie for 20 years.
Still broke.
Well, I think that's his problem a little bit. Sure. But yeah, no, I mean, in terms of what he plays, sometimes maybe it's not a choice.
Yeah.
So now when you are an actor who has his pick of the litter, surely don't let it go wash away to play Wonder Man. Yikes. Ugh. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Surely don't waste it on that. You got to give Aaron Pierre his credit because he saw an opportunity and seized it where others sought to take whatever would come their way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just thought about it. Djimon Hounsou only has two options as roles, and it's either eye candy and black films
or the wise black man. Yeah, the wise mentor black man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yikes. All right.
Never back down. Come on.
Okay. See, you talked about Righteous Gemstones, and I still have yet to see it.
It's my shit.
And I know I want to see. I just have not gotten around to see. I've seen Vice Principals. I've seen obviously Eastbound and Down, but I've yet to sit down and watch Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, you've seen Mr. Gambit try to be principal, have you?
That one was solid.
All his shows are good. Vice Principals, Eastbound and Down, Righteous Gemstones. Danny McBride probably is one of the more underrated comedians in Hollywood. He keeps getting work. So, I mean, he's not that underrated in terms of being able to get hired, but just when you think of some of the comics of today who are able to translate onto the small screen or in movies on the big screen, right? He's one of them ones.
Yeah.
He's one of them ones.
Yeah, Eastbound and Down was a classic. I think Vice Principals also would have been a classic if it wasn't just 2 seasons.
Yeah, but see, I felt like it was a complete story, though.
I was gonna say it did
felt like a complete story.
The whole thing. Mm-hmm. So that's fair.
And that was at a time when they weren't doing 8-episode seasons. Like I think both seasons had like 10 or 12 episodes.
Something like that. Yep. So either way, no, dope. And I guess he's getting a final season on Righteous Gemstones. Mm-hmm. So I'll be tuning in at some point. Still haven't seen Squid Game either. So
God bless the Gemstones.
I got a list, unfortunately. And I still got to see Raising Kanan. What do you know?
What now?
The last season of Raising Kanan.
Oh, I thought you saying it like you ain't been watching it though.
No, I haven't seen the last season of Raising Kanan.
How have you not seen the last season? We reviewed it.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
That was during a break.
No, we reviewed the last up until until Kanan got old girl pregnant. Bro, yes, we did.
We did season 2. And then season 3 was during the break, and now it's about to be season 4.
No, we did Raising Canaan. We did up until old girl got pregnant.
I don't even know what that is.
Shut up. You okay? All right. So you what's the last thing you know from Raising Canaan?
Well,
when's the last time
I
it happened?
saw some of season 3, and I got introduced to, I can't even remember what the guy's name is now. The guy with the glasses.
The guy with the glasses.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've watched it. Yep.
Unique's brother.
Yes. Yep.
The
who came
guy
home.
with the
The one who came home.
Ronnie.
Yes, Ronnie. That is his name.
You know who Ronnie is.
I
Fam,
do,
we was
I-
joking
I-
about.
I only seen a couple episodes of it.
Hey, yo, I could do a Ronnie cosplay. That's crazy.
You could. You could actually. That is kind of crazy. That's insane.
Yo, okay. No, that's
But I
that's
got
kinda,
time,
that's a
'cause-
little crazy. That's a little
Because
crazy.
March 7th. It's season 4 coming March 7th.
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about Ghost. I'm thinking about Ghost.
We did do Ghost.
Okay. Yeah.
We did do Ghost.
Ghost is the one.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that we're putting that one to bed. But yet another show that is peacing out on season 4.
Yeah.
You will not see TV shows venturing past season 4 anymore. That's Righteous Gemstones out of here in season 4, Raising Canaan out of here in season 4, Bel Air out of here season 4. They are not
yeah.
paying these actors those royalties.
No,
They sat up there and broke out of the jobs and didn't want to cross the picket line and made fun of Zachary Levi, which was warranted, and they still found a way to screw him over.
Yes.
So just prepare for a lot of 4-season productions.
Well, as long as we get things that replace those things, I'll be fine with it.
I mean, as long as it continues to be good.
Yeah.
You are going to start running into people who are upset with story arcs that have been cut short because they just can't get it all in 4 seasons. So,
Or they seem rushed.
mm-hmm.
Tony Robinson said Danny McBride was funny as hell on Pineapple Express. That he was.
Mm-hmm.
So was Craig Robinson.
Shout out Craig Robinson. That used to be your twin when you was rocking Froze.
Anyway. J.O. said, I couldn't even finish Squid Games 2. It was boring to me.
What?
I've heard that. But I've
fuck
also
with it.
heard that some people weren't, like, they liked it.
I didn't enjoy the way it ended. I'll say that. I think it ended on a weird kind of cliff note. And then also some of the, well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but some of the happenings within the saga for season 2 were a little not thought through all the way. Yeah, like where he leaves off at the end of season 1, he doesn't necessarily pick up at that point in season 2.
I can see that.
So it's a little off-putting.
From what I saw, even from the trailer, it kind of seemed like, I don't know. We'll see. DR says, Ronnie, aka I need that work. I don't know what that means.
You need some work.
I don't know what that means. Anyway,
You rocks, boy, right?
Yikes. I know you guys talked about it on the Pantheon, but Children of Blood and Bone casting.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Loaded
Homegirl
cast.
was way too seductive in the way that she was mentioning everybody's names.
I don't think that was the
I don't
point.
know why she was doing it like that. Why was she flirting with me?
I don't think that was the
saying her cat's
idea.
name.
I think you need to go touch some grass.
That's funny.
I think you've been inside too long.
I don't think so. Anyway, so obviously we know Damson is going to be involved with it. Amanda Sternberg, Idris Elba.
Controversy over Amandla. And she
she's
don't
light-skinned?
give a fuck at your discourse. She does not even fuck with your discourse about her being too light skinned for her role.
Yikes.
She don't care about your discourse. Y'all better leave her alone. Y'all better quit talking about she too light skinned for she make a colorism song on your asses.
You're doing the choreography to the.
Fuck around with your discourse. Fuck around with your discourse. I wonder who she bought that beat from. The beat wasn't bad.
Yikes. Cynthia is going to be in it. Cynthia Erivo. Viola
She
Davis.
is. Viola. Shout out to Viola.
Now, the thing that interested me is that Tosin Cole is also going to
Tosin
be in
Cole.
it.
Tosin Cole, Idris Alba, Damson Idris.
Yeah.
Man, that now again, I talked about that a little bit on Pantheon, but I wanted to exemplify it on here as well. That is not something that's common, man. You don't You don't see like
black actors leading black
clumped
actors
together
all,
like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That would be like if you was able to put together Michael B. Jordan, Trevante Rhodes, and give me a C, and Sterling K in the same movie.
Or take out Trevante Rhodes and put Chadwick Boseman.
Well, R.I.P. Right, but I was just trying to get somebody living.
I was making the point that that's Black Panther.
Okay, well, anyways, yeah, you do not see it like that. Well, I guess you got close. You did get something like that in the Harder They Fall, and we love that one.
That's true.
Right, with Jonathan Majors, you had your boy Lakeith Stanfield, you had and Idris Elba, but it's not common. It's there, but it ain't common.
It's The Harder They Fall and Black Panther. That's it.
No, we can find some more. Well, that aren't like explicitly black movies either. Well, I guess The Harder They Fall is kind of a black movie.
Well, actually, mainstream black films, but even The Harder They Fall was just a Netflix release.
So yeah, we talking theatrical. I wanted to say Life, but that is disqualifying.
Life.
Explicitly black film.
Life.
So yes, it's not very common. Like we don't get Oceans 12, 13, 14, Oceans 11.
No, we don't.
You know what I'm saying? Knives Out, right? They able to get Daniel Craig, Chris Evans. They got Jamie Lee Curtis up in that thing. They got Don Knotts up in that thing. They got Dakota Johnson's daddy up in there acting still.
Yep. Don Johnson?
Yeah, didn't I say? What did I say?
You said Dakota Johnson's daddy.
I said Don Johnson, Dakota Johnson's daddy.
Yeah, but the point is Don Johnson is the one to know, not Dakota Johnson.
I said Don Johnson first, then I said Dakota Johnson's daddy.
Did you? I feel like you just said Dakota
First of all,
daddy.
Polo Boy in the chat. So we talking to multiple
Right,
generations here. He know Dakota Johnson. He said, "Who the fuck is Don Johnson?"
Yeah, we talking to YNs and pops. So
who the hell is Don Johnson?
Let
me Google this shit.
That is an interesting note. But the reason why Tosin Cole interested me is when is this being recorded and filmed as opposed to Supercell season 2.
Supercell. Oh, this is definitely taking precedence over Supercell.
Well, I know that.
If he got to call Netflix and be like, "Hey, listen, give me 3 months," he's gonna do it.
Don't delay Supercell.
So if you telling me that if Lupita had some budding, first of all, because I don't want to get off of this. I know I'll be jumping all over the place sometimes, but I don't want to forget this. I have to give Lupita a standing. Well, I'm not actually going to stand up, but I will give her an ovation for her voice acting performance in Wild Robot. I had no clue that was her. I didn't figure it out during the movie. You couldn't tell at all. It was a seamless AI voice. It was, man, beautiful movie too. Very good movie. Highly recommended. If you haven't seen Wild Robot, got some children, I would say, even if you don't, it's a good movie in general. I would give it a watch. But yeah, she's the voice of the robot. Crazy. Had no clue until the very end of the movie. Anyways, back to the main point. If Lupita Nyong'o had some show that everybody liked on Netflix at the time that she was supposed to be filming Black Panther, you think she was going to say, "Hold on, no Black Panther"?
No.
Yeah, I've got this Netflix show to do.
I fully expect Tosin Cole to prioritize that over Supercell. I'm just saying I would hope that they wouldn't intersect. That way we can get Supercell and then we can get that. But according to Chillmonger, the film releases in January 2027.
So they should already be working on Supercell season 2.
There should be some time.
Should already be working on it.
DeMarcus Vaughn, what up?
Come on, Rap Man. Come on, get your schedule tight. Your people getting cast and other things. That's a good thing. But let's make sure we get them in there. Let's not act like homeboy over Euphoria.
Or that.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Vaughn, you missed our. We already started talking about Raising Kanan. Chillmonger, she was flirting with everybody.
Who we talking about?
Homegirl when she talked about the cast.
I don't think that was a thing.
He said she wasn't flirting with you. She was flirting with everybody. She
okay, so both of y'all horny then. I think I need y'all to go do some push-ups or something. Get your constitution back.
What up, Felix? All right. What's the next thing? Oh, Chris Brown is suing for defamation. But his
Ooh.
is actually, I would stand with Chris Brown on this one.
Yeah, he's suing ID Discovery,
For making
Warner
the
Brothers
documentary.
ID Discovery for making that hit piece. We talked about it like a month ago, I think it
Yeah,
was.
somewhere around there. Yep.
Hey man, people gonna stop playing around. And then and again, I understand the landscape right now with those type of documentaries is so that we want the little known celebrity gossip,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is always compelling, but it's extra hot right now. So
Sure.
people are reaching further and further into the bag. They're going further and further past journalistic standards to get these stories, and they're falling flat. Like honestly, it's doing a disservice to the actual people who get hurt by these powerful individuals and have the courage to bring them to light, because we got ambulance chasers, because we got clout chasers,
Mhm.
because we got people who are trying to use bully tactics and using complete strangers to pay them money. Right? It's getting bad, and it's getting less and less clear on how to pick who's telling the truth and who's not. Unfortunately, we've created a society where we do have to pick who's right and who's wrong in these instances,
Especially when everybody's trying to be first with the exclusive.
right? So it's created this impossible dynamic where you want to see people get their just due when power comes down on them, when they're defenseless and they use their influence to hurt defenseless people. But at the same time, you also know that there are so many people who see that pathway and try to exploit it, and do so flagrantly, right? Like sometimes you're not even working hard to make this shit make sense.
Yeah.
And so it's I don't know, man. It's a weird spot, but I definitely wish Chris the best in his endeavors there, because I think, what was it, 500 million? What did I say it was?
Was that what it was? Sheesh.
I think it's a $500 million lawsuit.
MoFly said they saw the success of Surviving R. Kelly and they ran with it no matter if it's true or false.
50 Cent has been invested in these projects, right? Lifetime is heavily invested
because everybody wants to rush out with their Diddy Doc cases.
And the only thing more popular than the next Diddy Doc is a new celebrities mess.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where a lot of all this other stuff is coming up. Where you at? See Breezy.
Surprised we're not seeing a load of Trey Songz docs yet.
Maria, yes, $500 million lawsuit, according to TMZ. 500 million.
Oh,
woo!
Crazy.
Go get it, bro.
I was gonna say they got it, so
go get it.
What up, Stamina? Tony Robinson said Hollywood always do these hit pieces on black talent.
Mm-hmm.
Fact is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith is lucky he got his comeback before the docuseries. That's crazy.
I mean, but it wouldn't have been much of a docuseries. It would have been Jada just sitting there telling all Will business.
Yeah.
Nobody else would have been allowed to speak with Jada.
Facts. I skipped this one. Paramount will no longer be releasing box office numbers for Better Man.
That's that movie about the pop star Robbie something, the monkey, right?
Yes, Robbie Williams.
So I've been so afraid. I'm about to look it up right now on the stream. I don't know who Robbie Williams is, and I haven't wanted to look it up because I had the sneaky suspicion that he was black, and they made this man a damn monkey.
Audience reviews: thumbs up for viewers laughed and cried while enjoying the movie soundtrack. Thumbs down. Audiences found the movie to be depressing and a waste of time.
Depressing and a waste of time is crazy. Sounds like Wakanda Forever. Here we go.
Robbie
no, he
Williams.
white. He white as hell.
Yeah.
Why did he make himself into a monkey? Whoa, dog. Like this picture right there. Like I'm seeing it. It's the creases around the nose and the mouth.
Yeah, no, he pulls off a pretty convincing.
Did they impose his face onto that monkey? Because like now I feel like I'm seeing his face in the monkey.
Williams is portrayed as an anthropomorphic chimpanzee with CGI.
Yeah, I think they put his face on that monkey. That's weird, bro.
It was a box office bomb.
Absolutely.
16.3 million on a $110 million
Dog,
budget.
what the fuck? Say that shit again.
Having grossed 16.3 million on a $110 million budget.
This movie made about as much as what's Kiki and SZA's
One
movie?
of them days.
One of them days, and it had $100 million budget, dog.
Yeah, a week of one of them days. A week. This movie's been out since
Jesus.
Christmas.
People were probably freaked out. It was like, it looked like Robbie Williams, but it's a monkey. Did Robbie Williams always look like a monkey?
Oh my gosh. The film's failure at the box office in North America was widely attributed to Williams' obscurity there.
I have no fucking clue who Robbie Williams is.
I was gonna say, you're talking about him.
I literally just had to look him up right now on the stream.
Yeah, facts. Aware of this while making the film, Gracie had attempted to counter the problem by portraying Williams as a primate, hoping the film would resonate with American audiences.
That is fucking insane. They said that out loud. So look. The Americans, they don't know who Robbie is, right? Okay, all right, right on. Cheerio. We'll dupe them, right? We'll make him into a bloody monkey. It'll be right on, right? They love Curious George, right? It's one of their favorites. It'll be great, bro. It'll be wonderful. Make millions of pounds, right? We'll come back.
Explain this.
Nigga said, all right, so they don't know this pop star from where we're from. So we'll introduce him to him as an animal.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
it should go great.
Absolutely. Americans love chimpanzees.
I guess that's how they telling us how they feel about our entertainers. This would be the perfect form for them to take a new entertainer. Right?
Stamina, explain. Is that how y'all see us Americans? That we're just chimp loving
bloody hell, bro.
Idiots. Oh man. Marcus, you gotta practice on your English accent, LOL.
I think it's right nice, isn't it? I think it's right nice.
Some of it sounds Australian.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Gross. All right, let's move on so you don't have to keep doing that. Netflix. They surpassed, how many subs did you say it was?
380 million. 380 million
their
subs.
Price surges.
And so they got what was it, around 20 million, 18.9 in Q4 of last year. So yes, in the middle of some of their highest pricing ever, they have saw their largest amount of growth. So if you thought that, just like we thought that they were going to hit that inflection point of this is too much for a streaming service, they have not hit that point. They've actually smashed through it.
Not Logan. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. When was that? Q4?
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson
The boxing
was
match.
in November. So yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well then.
That would coincide. Yeah. And then everybody, that Squid Game, everybody anticipating Monday Night Raw coming the first of the year,
Yep.
That's it all attributed, but those are things that are going to sustain. Like they're going to continue to have live events like that. Monday Night Raw is going to be on Netflix going forward. There will be another season of Squid Game, so all of that stuff is repeatable.
Netflix be making money moves.
Yeah, man. They're doing very well. Now, I'm still watching it with ads, so I'm sitting at around like $17. You start getting me into the 20s, yeah, I'm going to a site.
Yeah.
Anything over $20 now it's like, okay, we're stacking these together.
$20 with ads.
It's like $100 streaming bill. It's not feasible.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Prime is almost $20.
Mm-hmm.
HBO Max.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Stamina, don't thank me without telling me why the Brits think we only care about chimps in our entertainment. Answer the
Beyonce
question.
was Q4.
Beyonce was Q4. Okay.
I will do the
NFL.
entire bloody street.
Yikes. Damn it, when will Netflix be dropping Blue Eye Samurai season 2?
Man, they got a lot of stuff.
They
They
do.
got a lot of stuff.
They do.
It's just got so much stuff. There's people from every genre, every fandom asking when they gonna get their stuff back. Bridgerton people, when we gonna get our stuff? Who else is out there? Obviously the Black Mirror people. When we gonna get our stuff? Squid Game people. When we gonna get our stuff? Blue Eye Samurai. When we gonna get our stuff? Tomb Raider fans, whoever the hell the Tomb Raider fans are to make them make a second season of that.
Gross.
When we gonna get our stuff?
Stranger Things.
Well, they're wrapping up, so they're never getting any more. So just take what you get.
Fair.
You got Love, unfortunately. When we gonna get our stuff?
All the reality shows.
I'm missing one. Terminator series is good. Yeah, I don't know. They just got a lot of shit on the dockets.
Daredevil people. Oh wait, we gotta go to Disney.
We gotta go to Disney.
Yikes. All right. The Ocean 12 writer or director. Did you say writer or director? George Nolfi.
Yeah.
He's gonna be behind the new Rey Star Wars movie.
Yeah. So they got another writer for this Rey movie. This is now the third one, I believe. It was that's who it was. That's the one I forgot. It was Abrams, then it was Lindelof, then it was this guy. I think he's the new writer. I don't think they had a new writer after Lindelof was gone. So yes, yeah, Bourne Ultimatum guy. He also did Bourne Ultimatum and something
Ocean's
else.
12.
Ocean's 12, yes. He's going to be writing the Rey movie whenever that's supposed to be happening. That was already supposed to be in production. We're just now fielding the writer. We don't have a script.
Did he do? Well, why do you think it's going to be Star Wars Legally Blonde?
Why do I think it's going to be Star Wars Legally Blonde?
Yeah.
Because
where did that joke come from?
Because they don't have a way of making Rey have the trial she should have went through to gain this elder statesman position she has right now in the Star Wars hierarchy. Like, they're going to be trying to position her. And now this isn't old Rey now. This isn't the Heather Mirren idea that Lindelof had, or Abrams, one of them had. Mm-hmm. This is going to be Daisy Ridley, like 15 years from where we left off. So just Daisy Ridley. They're trying to make her like a new version of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's a leap.
There's another part of this, right? There was another Star Wars update where Sean Levy is getting a movie starring Ryan Gosling. Because that makes sense, right? Because Star Wars is the type of franchise that needs to be lit by highly recognizable stars.
Especially Ryan Gosling.
Especially Ryan, the fucking Notebook guy. Kendall.
He is not the Notebook guy anymore. He's the gray man.
I want all of you, every bit of you, every day in this rain. But yeah, so it's seeming to line up like old Rey will end up mentoring new character Ryan Gosling somehow. Only like Ryan Gosling's older than Daisy Ridley, so I don't know how the fuck that's supposed to work out. Straws. Just straws. That's all we're doing. Because none of this shit lines up. None of it makes sense next to each other. How does this make sense with James Mangold's movie that's like 1,000 years or 40,000 years in the past, original Jedi stuff? It's just a whole bunch of mess. Does any of this tie into the Mandu Grogu movie that's supposed to be coming out next summer? Like, does any of it make sense?
Good Lord. If I thought Star Wars lore was hard to grasp now.
It does none of it. But there is the bit of solace I can take in every bit of this is that none of these things that actually get announced come to pass. And as long as Kathleen Kennedy is still there, there is the at least 50-50 proposition that she has allowed this news to get out, knowing full on well that none of it is in place. Once again, they brought out Daisy Ridley on stage at D23, and we don't have a person to write the script of the movie. They announced that it would be happening, and they don't have a script. Way to make James Gunn look like a genius, I guess.
Yikes. Big yikes. Everybody's pretty much saying Star Wars is already dead.
Has nothing to do with America, Josh. Purely a personal matter. He always felt less evolved than other people. Less evolved? And referred to himself throughout his career as performing monkey.
Yeah, so let's make him into a monkey for the movie.
That
for American audiences to
this man thinks he's a Neanderthal, which
and Americans can relate to that.
We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. Not today. This ain't the stream for that. But if y'all are interested in some of that content, we'll talk about that.
That's funny.
Captain America was only 180 billion. Y'all believe that? No. The budget? Fuck no. Hell no.
No.
That's the budget that we were told. Right, that's the money that was accounted for when they started.
I was about to say maybe originally.
That's what was accounted for when they started.
All the reshoots and stuff.
And not
characters added,
and everything that we're seeing marketing wise to try to push it forward. See, this is they're going to have some of that Wakanda Forever effect, where they're going to have to overspend marketing it because they've reshot it a million times. They took too long making it. Right now you're not just in the hole of your original budget, but you're in the hole of everything it took to get to the finish line, which was almost another budget in itself. So instead of 180 million, you could be looking at 250, 275, maybe even 300.
So you think, and I would probably agree with this, honestly, they basically need to hit $1 billion to recoup, or they're probably banking on this hitting $1 billion.
It has to. It would have to. I believe it's got to get somewhere north of 800 million to even be talking to you can posture that it was a success.
I don't know that many
they posture like Wakanda Forever was a success. It made 850 million. You have to really be able to dig into the numbers to see where it wasn't. Right? You'd have to know about marketing costs. You'd have to know about the reshoots. You'd have to know how. You'd have to know that much news to know how far off schedule they were with the original to start trying to account for how much more they were spending just to get it finished. If you don't have all of that in your mind when you're trying to answer these questions on whether or not it made money, you're not really doing the real math.
But even if I disagree with the way they marketed Wakanda Forever and the message that people took home from the marketing of it being a farewell to Chadwick, even that gives it more hype going into it than whatever they've drummed up with this new Captain America movie. Like, I just don't think they've done a really good job of making me, as a casual fan, give a fuck about a Captain America movie without Chris Evans.
Hot take, I think scrapping the original, well, okay, maybe not the, so scrapping the original Serpent Society arc that they were going with, I think was a mistake. Right? I think you started signaling to people right away that this really wasn't Cap's film when you put Red Hawk all up in the trailer and you're telling everybody that you're casting all the Hawk adjacent characters to come back and play roles in the movie. Like you're posturing like this is a super, like a soup up film, like this is an ensemble cast. When they had Seth Rollins involved, when they had a love interest for Sam Wilson involved, obviously I haven't seen any of the test screeners, so I don't know how any of that played on screen or how it worked. If it was that bad, maybe recast the character, whoever it is that he doesn't have chemistry with. But I think those two things would have gone a little way to help promote the movie, right? If you have Seth Rollins in that movie, WWE then becomes a de facto marketing tool for the Marvel film. It becomes seamless. Y'all should even be able to sit down and talk like that. Hunter Helms should be sitting there talking to Bob Iger, like, all right, how do we work this out? How do we make, or Kevin Feige, whoever, how do we make this work?
Raw going to Netflix,
easy, should be seamless. Also, I think you would signal to a lot of fans who don't really believe that Sam Wilson is going to be a integral part of the MCU going forward, that this is little more than just a placeholder cash grab. If you start building things onto him that make a key character, like a love interest, like offspring, like a sidekick. And they do have a sidekick in Torres, which is basically his new Falcon. I didn't really like how that situation was set up, but
Yeah.
that's it. He got a sidekick. That's he has his own Sam Wilson. You know, there is no Agent Carter. There is no what does he even fight for other than the flag,
Okay. So
other than the country?
if I'm looking at this from a certain standpoint, right, then we're just getting, and forgive me for saying this, we're just getting woke Captain America.
Ew,
where-
ew,
where
ew,
it's
ew,
black-
ew,
whereas-
ew,
whereas
no,
Black
no.
Captain America and Hispanic Falcon now.
Um,
So they're out. I am a casual am out because I don't care about any of this, to be honest with you. Like, the biggest selling point is Red Hulk, and I don't even know if I care that much about that. So, like, I just don't think the marketing standpoint, I don't think multiple audiences will be interested in this movie. I think there's too many things here that are like, nah, I'm out on this.
First of all, that's not how you say woke. Second of all,
It's not, but I guess I was just
referring
referring to a certain demographic that might be out on this movie as well.
I don't care about them. The
Just pointing out why it may lose even more money.
the travesty of all of this is that if this movie was made and it was a Falcon movie, right, and everything else was the same, only you take away the shield and the whole stars and stripes get up, and it's just Sam Wilson Falcon. The movie is titled Falcon: Brave New World. I think most of this works. I think most of what they have set up works. I think it works. He's one of the remaining surviving Avengers, still active Avengers on Earth. So whether or not he's wearing the stars and stripes, they're still going to lean on Sam Wilson. In the position that he's in proximity to the president, it stays completely in line with what career path he already had established prior to joining the Avengers. Right? If the Avengers are no more, I'm gonna just go back to being a government op. This is what I was before. Everything else about this movie is completely fine, except for the fact that it's Captain America fighting Hawks. And so if they would have put their money where their mouth is and truly believed in Anthony Mackie or the character of Sam Wilson as a mainstay character, I think a lot of this would have gone over better with the audience. It's when you are trying to do this comparative thing where it's like, he's the new Captain America. Well, people don't want a new Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't ask for a new Captain America. And this guy has a lot of differences from the guy that you told them for 10, 15 years was Captain America. It's not going to, I don't think it's going to play the way they wanted to on screen.
You know what else I thought about in the trailer? Isaiah Bradley.
It's just a
That
shitty
doesn't
premise.
work.
Yeah, it's a shitty premise. So
That
y'all
doesn't work
going,
now.
you're gonna hijack that man. Like I don't want to ruin the movie, but
And I just feel like that in this political landscape right now is it might even turn people away once they're there for the movie. There's too many things going against this movie.
yeah, there is going to be something in the beginning of that film that's going to be a shocker. It's going to set people off. But it's like, I'm just tired that when the black audience is expected to show up, that is the type of story arc where we have to be. That's the vehicle for our story.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't. When was that ever? I don't know. I guess we'll have to. You'll have to see the movie to tell, what it actually was. But I just don't like the premise. I don't like the premise at all.
I agree. And I do also agree that they probably should have made it the Falcon, because then at least I recognize what I'm looking at before going into the movie, as opposed to maybe even some people who don't even know. I can't imagine at this point people don't know, but like some people probably don't know what's going on with the whole Captain America thing anyway. Well, people know, I guess, what happened in Endgame, but nonetheless, I don't know. Too many things. Okay, last thing was the writer and producer of New Jack City has passed. So RIP to him. His name was, forgive me, I wrote it. Oh,
Barry Michael Cooper.
Yes.
Barry Michael Cooper.
New
RIP.
Jack City and Above the Rim.
Passed away at 66.
Yes. So RIP for sure. A couple of classics on that man's hands. So definitely RIP. All right. I think that's it. Go ahead and take care of the comments.
For sure. Star Wars is dead. Pretty much until there's a new president. I believe it. Star Wars is finished, bro. It's not even fun to watch anymore. That's how I kind of felt watching Skeleton Crew. Like, I felt like I should have been enjoying it. You know, it was very lighthearted. It wasn't anything with very high stakes, but it just didn't do it for me. Never really got to the point where I was like excited to go talk to somebody about it or, you know, anything like that. No one care about Ray. You can't tell them that. Show can't tell them that.
I care about Ray.
Anthony Mackie wasn't paid. Wasn't paid what? Wasn't paid to be. Wasn't paid where? Chill.
Wasn't paid to be Captain America.
Mackie's not star material. It's from MoFly. Want this movie to be good, but I still think him and Cap is a bad idea. I don't know, man. I think if you made the conscious decision to let Chris Evans, you know, kind of sail off into the sunset, then there should have been a conversation about, does this next era of the MCU need Captain America to be its leader? Because, I mean, he's not going to be now, right? Like, even though you've done this, he's still not the leader, not even of street level Marvel. He's just not, right? It'll be Spider-Man into this next phase, it's seeming like. So did we have to spend all this money on Falcon and Winter Soldier and Brave New World? I mean, the resources could have been spread out a lot further in building up the rest of the MCU, as opposed to spending, I guess, if we count, let's say $200 million for the limited series of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we just hit close to $300 million on this production with Brave New World. So almost $500 million into a Captain America product that no one was clamoring for. Nobody asked you to bring to us.
And you could have made him Captain America behind the scenes.
It's like we show up to a restaurant and they go fetch the freshest oysters out of the San Francisco Bay and then speed race them to, you know, some restaurant in Los Angeles, and we came here for burgers. You spent a lot of money bringing me a meal that I didn't ask for.
Yeah.
Like I was looking for In-N-Out, cuz I just happened to stumble in here. Who asked you to spend $30,000 getting me these rare ass oysters?
And I told you that I wanted.
And I told you I was looking for In-N-Out. I said, "Is this In-N-Out?"
That's funny.
Yeah, man. Skip down a little bit. Oh, that's really good. Marcus, the Falcon, and Captain. Yeah, I should have just stayed as Falcon. Did you guys see the new Superman trailer? Superman, Snyder, and Cavill. I told y'all about that Superman trailer. I tried not to be a hater. I tried to stay back in the background. I was trying to let Blue stay happy when he was cheering it on. You know what I'm saying? But I told y'all that there were so many other things besides the cool things in that trailer that I was concerned about. And now they're giving us more footage of the trailer, and there are more ew things. That little turn spin in the middle of the ice. I am liking Nicholas Hoult less and less as Lex Luthor every time I see him. And then I know that there's more footage of Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner that we haven't seen yet. There's more footage of Hawk Girl that we haven't seen yet. There's more kaiju footage that we haven't seen yet. So I would be concerned. Now, in general, I'm a bit of a DC hater, but I'm not so much so that I can't objectively say something looks nice. Like there were some things from the Snyderverse that I liked. This isn't giving it. This is not giving it. This is not giving Man of Steel. Just saying. Steve is still the Captain America in current projects. I mean, they could have left that intact. I don't know, man. There's a million things they could have done with the character that have given him the break that he needed to go out and explore other things without trying to do something final with the characters, man. That is not the nature of the source material that they're working with. And their need to do that at certain points in their history or their storyline hampers them. Right? Like, yes, Chris Evans is aging out of that role, or he's getting into a point where he may be wanting to do other things. That doesn't mean that the actual character of Steve Rogers needs to go back in time and live with Betty and then produce his one-time girlfriend that gave him his shield. That we don't have to create that weird self-eating snake.
Sure.
That's good enough.
All right. W's and L's?
Let's do it.
You ready? Because you went first?
I went first last week.
And you going first this week, too?
No, why? I thought we were trying to get back to a regular schedule. Why are you messing up the rotation again?
Yeah, after you do it, then we'll be back on a regular
I
schedule.
gotta take a piss.
That's crazy. You just leave. All right, Jim Knowles. Yikes. He's still laughing about that. It's not that funny. Anyway, yeah, we got a couple things we got to talk about. Definitely got to bring academics to front and center for sure. I got an idea. Might as well talk about this now. I'm going to talk about Umar. Here momentarily. He made some comments that we got to discuss. I have an idea about something I want to try. I want to make a video soon, very soon, that's going to discuss Umar a little bit more in depth. Just want to know if y'all be here for it. Because, I know the big talking points about Umar, but, when it really comes down to what he be talking about and the things that he goes out and speaks about, where are we at with Umar? I know he's kind of a joke. He's kind of a meme, but, he actually is out there being an activist. He's not making a school, but he is some sort of activist. So at some point, we really got to have a conversation about Umar. That's where I'm at. So expect a video soon about Umar and what he does. Y'all hear that rumor of the Russos working on X-Men in the MCU? Yeah, I did hear about that. And why not? I don't necessarily have a problem with the Russos working on X-Men as long as they're not coming in with some old bullshit and they cast the right people that need to be cast in the movie. I don't have a problem with it. Marcus, you got a problem with the Russos being in doing X-Men? He heard me. He didn't even answer. You're going to count all-star selections by spouse. Yikes. Once again, Man of Steel was a masterpiece, and I stand on that. All right. A masterpiece? It's a little much. All right, here he comes. I'm about to ask him. Marcus! Russo's working on X-Men.
Really? Is that a rumor?
It's a rumor. No, it's a rumor.
I'll take it. I mean,
I don't have a problem with it.
So
I think if it happens, it happens.
Here's my thing.
As long as they cast the right people.
Remember when we were talking about how James Gunn is only going to bring Matt Reeves in his Batman to the forefront in front of Brave and Bold if he's going to make that the new Batman of the DCU, right? Like he's going to be the mainstay Batman and he comes under the umbrella with everybody else and gets on board with James Gunn. right? And if that's not going to be like that, and you still want to play on your own playground, well, then it's kick rocks. You can sit over there, and we'll get to your movie if we ever get to it, right? So if Kevin starts leaning back on the Russos that heavily to the point that he turns over an entire phase to them, Kevin, your salary is mighty high there, buddy. Why do we need you? Like, if the Russos are interested in being here for that long amount of time, it sounds like we need the Russos. We don't. It's pretty redundant having you and the Russos. What do we need you for?
Especially when shit doesn't work around here when the Russos aren't here.
So again, the idea that Kevin Feige wants Joe and Anthony Russo to take over the entire mutant phase when mapping the MCU roadmap for 10-year periods is whose job? Whose job has that been traditionally?
Feige.
Now y'all telling me the Russos about to come and map it, the whole mutant saga?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds like to me somebody is working with their replacement and they don't even know it. Now if it happens again, I would be looking around that executive suite like, hey, okay, time's up for somebody. Right. But I don't know if that ends up happening like that for that very reason. I don't know if Kevin Feige is going to be on board with turning over an entire phase. Not he doesn't trust them, but then what the hell am I doing? Just sit over here with my thumb up my butt.
Especially since he can't bully directors like he did with
Nia DaCosta. Yeah. I mean, also taking Kevin Feige off the X-Men is crazy. Kevin Feige started working at Marvel through the X-Men. Kevin Feige or Hugh Jackman's oldest probably connection to Marvel to this day is Kevin Feige. Yeah, that's probably why he getting his damn contract.
Homeboy just dips off right before we do W's and L's too. That's crazy. Well, as long as singers stay the hell away from any. Yeah. Wait, what? Why can't I see all of the messages? Oh, there we go. Got it. No, all BS aside, Umar really speak on real issues. I didn't know how dangerous they've been force feeding riddling to young black students until he spoke on it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Like I said, I'll do a little bit of an in-depth video on it at some point. Soon. All right, you ready? Yes, Sirski.
Bing, 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 bing. Oh man, I just need to add something to my damn L's list. Just reminded me.
You do that. W's and L's, the weekly recap show. We give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. I only have one dub, and I'll keep it brief because this is not the channel for it. The Ohio State Buckeyes have won a national championship.
I know y'all don't care nothing about that.
I've done all my gloating on the other channel. So if you do care about it, make sure you head over to A House Divided.
So no one.
There's definitely overlap here. I don't know what that is.
Oh, for the channel for sure.
Yeah. So,
liking an Ohio State championship.
There's plenty of overlap for that as well. People like to see you happy. People like to see me happy on this channel. So that's
sure.
Hey, if you want to see me very happy and talking some shit, House Divided. But yeah, no, definitely proud of them boys and happy they deserve a dub. I do have one point that I want to talk about, but I'll leave that for the very end of this video so that I guess for people who don't care about college football, they can make their exit. The Jim Knowles shit.
Yeah. My
anyway,
guy, yikes.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit of a situation. A little bit, tiny bit. Anyway, on to my L's. My first L is going to The hip hop community. R.I.P. to DJ Unk. Dog. Walk It Out.
Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out,
Two
walk it
Step.
out, walk it out.
Classics.
Damn.
Classics. Yep. R.I.P. to DJ Unk.
Two Step was my favorite T-Pain remix.
That was really
You
good.
know my bankroll. Got a lot of zeros. Teddy Payne. The Tallahassee hero. I done got a crib. Now I'm in the A. Two stepping. Let me show you how to do this thing. Put your left foot. Wave it on the front. Do it. Yeah, like that. No, ain't nobody do it quite. I like this.
Well, then there's the Andre 3000 remix of Walk It Out.
Unaware. Andre
What?
3000
That
has a
was-
remix
oh.
to Walk It Out.
Yeah, it was Andre 3000. I think Jim Jones too. Yeah, no.
Jim
Fire
Jones.
verse.
Jesus.
But Andre 3000 was the fire verse. That's all I'm talking. That's
talking
all
about
that
people
matters.
having goofy weeks.
That's all that matters. Andre 3000.
What is going on with Dipset?
You know what? I think they have these internal struggles back and forth. Not this public and not this big, I guess, but like Cameron wasn't even supposed to show up to the verses, apparently.
Oh,
Like little stupid shit like that. Like they had to pay him a bag.
that's crazy.
And then the bag that Dipset got for it, they gave to Cameron, and none of the rest of them got it. Like little stupid shit like that. Anyway, not a Dipset conversation.
Right, sure.
Okay, my next L is going to the very random collaboration. You know, we talked about some fast food collaborations that were like, yo, like, what is this? Travis Scott, McDonald's meal, Cardi B and Offset meal, Meg meal or whatever. And that's a Popeyes meal. So
Them niggas don't never get meal deals with no restaurants where it's good to eat.
that, first of all, it's a fucking fact.
Niggas ain't got no meal deals at Panera Bread.
Right.
They ain't got no Publix or no Kroger meal deal. Niggas selling
Whole Foods.
absolute filth. Come get my Travis Scott meal deal at McDonald's.
Give me
Jesus
my
Christ.
quarter pounder and 40-ounce drink, please.
Let me get my Kai Cenat meal, which is 2 McChickens on top of each other like a like a Big Mac.
Or the Sweetie meal where it's like all bunch of slops
Sauce
together.
down. Yeah, like what
like-
is this trash?
Okay, so then you understand my dismay when Popeyes has a new meal coming out or a new collaboration. What is this Don Julio Popeyes collaboration?
Don Julio and Popeyes.
Don Julio.
They selling
Popeyes
shots?
Collaborate. I don't know. They have not said what it is. They just announced that there is a collaboration. Don Julio Popeyes. I think it's coming soon. Fried chicken and tequila. Don Julio and Popeyes tease something big. Ooh. Set to debut on January 31st, just in time for the Super Bowl, which
Well, good job, black people. You must have known that Don was the new Patron, and that people love Don Julio. Black people love Don Julio. So now they selling this shit with the fucking chicken. When they start selling you chicken, they think they got you. They think they got you. Damn it! What the hell do tequila got to do with fried chicken?
not a thing. Not a damn thing. Fans are letting their imaginations run wild. User Christine Yee summed it up perfectly. The collab you didn't realize we needed.
No,
Oh
the
my
fuck we don't.
gosh.
I done been to Mexico. Ain't a whole lot of fried chicken places. Okay. All of this is horse shit. There is no connection between tequila and fried chicken.
I'm going to assume they're creating some kind of Don Julio glaze for the chicken.
But like,
That's what somebody said. I'm not saying that.
then at that point, I would assume that Don Julio's involvement in that is minuscule, like marketing purposes only. Because do you expect me to believe that the content of alcohol in that sauce is going to be so high that they have to give Don Julio actual cases and cases of Don Julio to Popeyes to make the shit?
That'd be
Hell
very
no.
expensive.
They gonna make some sauce, tell you it got Don Julio in it.
Yeah.
Y'all fucking goofy asses gonna go buy the shit, put it on all of the food review channels, and it's gonna blow up for 3 months, and then they ain't gonna sell it no more.
Yeah, that'd be too expensive for both of them. There's no way. I don't believe that.
Absolutely not.
Let's see. Don and chicken is an unwritten secret. Yo.
Get
crazy.
on.
Popeye saw the movie, they cloned Tyrone. Like I'm saying, I don't know what they've got planned, but it sounds diabolical.
Some fuck shit.
So I don't know. We'll see. All right. I'm giving an L to somebody we gave an L to not too long ago. The girl who decided to have sex with 100 guys in one day.
Yeah.
Apparently she had some contest, some fuck a fan contest.
Fuck a fan. First of all, you need to take the year off.
Yeah.
You have fucking them niggas for a decade. You need to relax.
1000%.
Don't even be giving that thing to nobody. It's still hot.
1000%. But the worst part about it is, okay, so a guy won, and she's taking a video with the guy, like, oh yeah, this is the guy who won, and who was there to support this man while he defiled a woman who has been multiple defiled plenty of times before, but his girlfriend. His girlfriend standing right there to support him while he fucks the girl who had sex with 100 guys.
Polar boy, I hope you stay safe.
Oh,
You need to start rationing water. For every bottle of water you buy one and put it away. You know what I'm saying? Arm yourself, because the rest of your generation is screwed. Okay, they're absolutely fucked. And when shit hits the fan, the most ravenous, the most don't know what to do, so let's just tear some shit up, it's y'all folks. Stay safe, brother. Stay safe.
I hope we understand that the picture I'm painting is that the world is going to shit, but I am okay because the Buckeyes won the championship.
That's okay.
That's the picture I'm painting right now. Like, fuck all this fuck shit.
Like,
the
what?
Buckeyes won. Who cares?
Took him there to do this? Just ew.
She was in the video, or not the video of him.
But like, I understand she's only doing that for the content. But then, like, it's just the simple fact that people are willing to like serve up their loved ones for content now. It's just so nasty,
disgusting.
Gross.
All right, I'm giving an L to the entire state of Mississippi for a lawmaker introducing a specific act.
Did you say Mississippi?
Yes.
God damn you. God damn it.
So we know that the South
Son of a bitch
is absolutely crazy, especially when it comes to this abortion bullshit. But now a Mississippi lawmaker has come out to try to pass the Contraception Begins at Erection Act.
At erection. Fam,
Man,
listen
what?
to this nonsense. Listen to
What?
this shit here. Mississippi.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, break it down. No, you got it.
Okay, so all right. Contraception Begins at Erection would make it unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo.
Fam.
It includes exceptions for sperm donation and using contraception to prevent fertilization.
Fam. So understand what he's saying. Not only is masturbation illegal, anal, illegal.
Yes.
Blowjobs, illegal.
Absolutely not.
An angry handy J, illegal. Illegal.
Nope.
What is going on in the South? See,
you know what?
Every now and again we bring up conversations where we start talking about politics and, you know, kind of like the Nelly videos from last week. Yes. And we get a couple drifters in here that want to start talking about cooning for Democrats and the Democratic plantation and when will black people learn? Okay, well, tell me, Josh, is Mississippi ran by the Democrats?
No.
Is Mississippi also one of the most poor, probably the poorest state in all the United States? Right? So they got time to worry about you jacking off in Mississippi, but they ain't got time to feed you. They ain't got time to give you jobs. They don't have time to rebuild the infrastructure and the crumbling ass roads is down there, dirt roads, dirt paths in Mississippi. It's 2025. Y'all still driving on dirt roads.
They don't have time to stop Brett Favre from being in their pocket.
Creating interstates. Yeah, right. Letting former NFL quarterbacks come out and raiding your social services to build his daughter a volleyball stadium. Now, is that failed Democratic leadership that we talking about? Huh? Same thing is going on in Louisiana. Most COVID deaths. Worst schooling system in the entire country. gun violence out of control? Is that democratically ran Louisiana? Is that crumbling society due to democratic politics down there too? Some of the poorest people in America live in the South.
Yeah, so let's forget sheltering the homeless. We gotta stop Jamal from pulling out.
The fuck, man? What in the? Oh my god!
Like, what are we doing?
Like,
What
I be with it sometimes when the argument is, okay, let's leave these parties alone altogether because it don't seem like either one of them suits black people. I am there. When you come over here talking about, oh, get off the Democratic plantation. First of all, I don't even feel it necessary for me to fight with you about that designation. I'm not a Democrat. Right. So if that's the attitude you're going about it with, like, I don't have to fight that. And you showing your ass because what you didn't say is these political party plantations. You're just fine sitting down for Orange Cheeto over there and listening to anything he got to say because you hate Democrats so much. It's a difference, right? Like, I don't give a fuck about any of them. They're all corrupt. You just want a new daddy. You want a new dad. You know what I'm saying?
Not to mention that some of these situations are going to lead to more poor families and maybe even some who are going to be homeless because they're having.
Yo, I got family down that way, Monfly. That's what's up. Stays in Gulfport.
Yeah. That's New Orleans, Biloxi area.
Yeah, I got family down that way.
Shout out to that.
I spent some time at the Beau Rivage down there, man. That's a good spot to go gamble for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna make my way to Biloxi soon.
Are you now?
Yeah. Well, between New Orleans and Biloxi. You know I gotta make a New Orleans trip every now and then.
Man, it's a good time, man.
It
Gambling
is.
down on the water in the summer. It's a good time. Good time.
Facts. All right. Next thing we gotta discuss. Okay. This is my last L, but I gotta toss up. We gotta talk about academics, y'all. Academics is out here doing some crazy, stupid fuck shit with 15-year-olds in Discord chat rooms. Bro,
So you just gonna get all up and down my list. I see.
No, you told me to save one thing for you.
Okay, well,
one thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, academics is out here
being a freaking ass
wilding.
69 God, freaky ass nigga.
Yeah, being on some
God.
Fuck shit. With a 15-year-old, like I said, in a Discord chat room where he's talking about getting him strippers and would you F such and such,
and if homeboy lets you have sex with his sister, would you do it? He's like, no, I'm 15.
An adult.
Yeah, his sister is an adult. So
who cares?
You mean all the rappers that lose their virginity to older women, right? Like that's the one that sent me.
What is
all the rappers lose their virginity to older women, right? Like, yo, what are you talking about?
Why are you so invested in a 15-year-old sex life?
Why are you advocating for him to lose his virginity to an older woman?
Brother, not brother. Fuck nigga. What is up with you? What, like, how does this even cross your mind to have a conversation with somebody in this manner who is clearly a minor? Like I have conversations with like my nephew and these, you know what I mean? These are not conversations that even cross my mind.
How did they end up on stream together? Like, what was the premise of them being on a stream together?
So the 15-year-old, his name is Noor. Noor, I know from Black Boy Max's streams. He's like a mod for Black Boy Max. So I don't know. I feel like at one point he was trying to do the same thing for multiple streamers. So I don't know if he got some kind of relationship with academics somehow. But the point of the Discord room, I have no idea. I'm assuming he somehow got some kind of relationship with some kind of working relationship, whatever the fuck this shit is.
We're really blurring the lines on who we should be engaging with on these apps. Like, yes, this is the internet and anybody could be anybody could be any age, even though they have the age guidelines and you're supposed to follow them. It's a click of a button. Okay. So like, we know that there are children on this app.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody's blatantly telling you that they're a child and that they're uncomfortable with what you're talking and you old as hell and you still pressing the issue, fam, somebody need to put you on one of them lists. Yeah. Like, same thing with women. if you approach a woman and she tell you no, or she wants you to go away, or she's not feeling it, she's not attracted, whatever the case might be, and you let it go, and then you come back and you try again, and then she still
Textbook
don't want it,
harassment.
and then you come back 3-4 times and you still like forcing the issue, you are a weirdo. There's something wrong with you. You got an issue.
You're literally harassing that person, and if you're doing it to try to get some, that's sexual harassment, brother. I keep saying brother. That's my new shit.
So now,
I didn't realize Ak was older than me. Whole time.
what is he, 45?
He's okay. First of all, he's 35.
He's not older than, okay.
He's older.
Yes,
than
he's
me.
older than Josh.
We got to stop this narrative. Even though you're the one about to turn. How old you about to turn? Okay.
I mean, we're not talking about me.
Anyway, yeah, we're not. Anyway, point is, Ak is on some fuck shit. You too old to be doing this stupid ass shit in anywhere, right? And I'm glad that homeboy decided to expose you for all the dumb shit you've been talking about in this Discord chat room.
Facts.
Sums it up pretty much. All right, let's toss up. So we talked last week about Nelly and Snoop, and I wanted to just talk about this situation, which was Umar put out a clip where he was basically like, why are y'all giving so much backlash to Nelly and Snoop? Why does it matter? Y'all should be giving the same backlash to anybody who performs at any presidential inauguration.
I hate when people do that. I hate that. What about shit? Is it possible for you to defend this person without mentioning any other individual? No, then they're not worth defending. You're being a naysayer for the fact of being a naysayer. You're naysaying for your own sake so that you can have a platform to bolster. There is no earnest in arguing someone's validity by explaining it through someone else's wrongdoing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, so and so and them did wrong. You ain't say nothing to them. That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to tell me it was right when they did it too. Like it's not a thing.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Yeah.
And it is okay for people to receive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to jump your happy ass out here and say something every time something like that happens.
That's fair. And I mean, I kind of brought this up to get your opinion on it. But in a similar situation, not exactly the same thing. But I don't know if you've seen that along with many other companies out there, Target has rolled back some of its DEI policies, which negates promoting.
Yeah, so Target's one. Most of the other programs were like hiring initiatives and things of that nature, which are still needed. But Target's was a little bit different because their program directly tied to the products that were being sold in the store. So a lot of black cosmetic products were getting pushed in Target where they weren't in other department stores or other grocery stores and things like that. And it was creating a lot of opportunity for people. There were a lot of good brands coming out of Target. Black Girl sunscreen, right? Saved me for the last 3-4 years. I ain't had no eczema. I ain't had no eczema flare up since I found it, and I found that at Target. Right,
with the no white cast.
Yeah, with the no white cast and shit, right? So like that's real life impact. That's something that even I can speak to as a black male.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there are things where I think it's going to matter all that much because a lot of people were using these programs to get white women jobs anyways. Let's just keep it what it is. That's what affirmative action ended up being. It's what a lot of our social services are. They're for white single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to go the way that they want it to go regardless, because I don't think you can fix implicit bias like that. However, it was creating a degree of a balancing act, whether or not the candidates were just or not. It was balancing the fact that they were disregarded for the simple fact of their color.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we can never dig into somebody's brain and actually tell what they think. But if we can prove through statistics that they were ostracized because of this, then adjusting it back here, right? Even if we're doing it unduly for certain individuals, creates that balancing. Because maybe they were turning down some bad candidates when they were doing it, but they weren't doing it because they were bad candidates. They were doing it because they was black. So you get the equal reaction on the other side to balance it out. I don't know where this is going to lead. Right? What happens if we get back to like 1970s, 1960s levels disparities in white and black jobs, white and black households? Because those jobs that were meant to balance that stuff back out don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The union jobs are gone. The manufacturing jobs are gone. That's what our grandparents and our great grandparents turned to when, you know, other avenues were closed. Certain educational paths were closed. They went into labor jobs or service jobs or union worker jobs, automotive jobs. That stuff is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right. Well, that I guess makes my point, or the thing that I was going to bring up, a little bit more interesting, considering. So obviously, a lot more people are going to attempt to boycott Target. I've seen Plies say he was going to boycott, and some other people. But then I seen Tabitha Brown's response to it, being that she has products with Target, if I'm not mistaken, some skincare products, amongst other things.
She better hope it stay on the shelves.
Well,
I hope it wasn't part of that initiative that actually got her into Target.
That'd be very interesting to note. Basically, she's telling people like, she's not like advocating for any kind of boycott because obviously her products are in Target. Mm-hmm. Now, my question is, should we then just only support the black products in Target?
Look, you do what makes sense to you. Yeah, that's what I would do if there are still existing black products within Target that are available for purchase. Buy it. But my thing is that even if you're Tabitha and you're asking people not to boycott Target by way of boycotting your products, well, then what about all of the next Tabitha Browns that were in line to get their opportunity to sell at Target that now don't have it? So we're supposed to be quiet about that so that you can still start making your money. Is that how it's supposed to go?
She didn't like say don't do it. She was just kind of stating that, you know, these are the reasons why I'm
kind of stating it is supposed to make us know that we would be stopping your money.
I'm still basically with Target.
Right. So again, am I supposed to forget the fact that they've stifled future business owners, people who are aspiring to be where you are, in lieu of just supporting you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. I believe Ghetto Gastro is still in Target, and like you said, Black Girl Sunscreen. And
Target got Murray's. Like I think Target does sell Murray's. Actually, I do think that they sell Murray's.
They got Bevel. I know that's another black owned. So they got some stuff. But
yeah, that Murray's can be coming in handy.
Maybe we should get a list going of all the things that Target has that are black owned, and then distribute it to the world so that they know what to shop for at Target. Could go viral. Make our podcast the #1 podcast in the world.
Sure.
Anyway, that's all I got.
All right. God listen coming.
God listen, you lost 2 of your L's.
It's just a slimmer guy. That's all.
There you go. It's just a guy on the Ozempic.
Oh, Lizzo, yikes. Bitch. You see she started streaming?
Gross. Why?
I don't know. She's showing off her weight loss and stuff.
Damn, you make music. Why do you have to stream?
Because that's where everybody are. That's where the people are.
It's like celebrities nowadays we've already said this a million times, but celebrities nowadays just want to be everything to everybody.
Like, they don't want a money-making avenue that they're not a part of. So yeah, that's all that is.
Like all the streamers want to be rappers. All the rappers want to be athletes. All the athletes want to be streamers and athletes and podcasters.
Facts. Yep. All right. So one dub this week. My one dub is actually... I do think I have another one. I forgot the other one though. Let's just stick with one for right now. Giving a dub out to Jabril Peppers.
Gross.
Jabril Peppers has all of the assault charges, domestic violence charges that were placed against him that lost him the latter part of his 2024 NFL season have been dismissed.
Okay.
Right. It's troubling, obviously. I don't even know if there is a route to here for him to recoup the game checks that he missed, because obviously this individual who brought this matter against him is not in a position to pay him that money back. Right? They were living off of him. They were, they were in a relationship. But yeah, man, ruined this man's reputation, put his career in jeopardy. These are prime years of his playing career.
Yeah.
I again, I'm glad that he's free, that the case was dismissed, and that justice was served. But it's not. I just don't know when there's ever going to be any recourse for that. Right? There's so much conversation about what to do to help victims and to hear victims, and you should, right? Like there should be a focus. But then there's dead silence when you get things like this, where people are accused, they're attempting to assassinate character for paychecks, for checks, or just to ruin people's lives, and there's just not nearly as big of a reaction to that after the fact.
And that person becomes radioactive. If you support that person, you're a piece of shit.
Yep.
It's kind of trash.
Yep. But shout out to Jabril Peppers though. All right. So, oh yeah, let's do this. Else.
Uh-oh.
So there was a bit of an argument going on the internet this week on the heels of Ohio State's national championship win.
Shout out to the Buckeyes.
Got a lot of people excited, just saying stuff out in the media, talking.
Yep.
Y'all know we're back of the bus. We're both Columbus natives, you know.
We're
Been
not
here all
just
our lives,
back of the
raised
bus
here.
for the sake of being back of the bus. It has meanings to Columbus.
Columbus is the city to us, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching Bow Wow after the national championship, walking out of the stadium with JD, talking about how he's the king of Ohio and how no one ever made it out of Columbus like him, and how he's the best to ever come out of Ohio, and you can't even talk to him unless you made $10 million in Ohio, and there's nobody bigger than him from Columbus. Oh no.
You said he was at the game?
I believe so, yeah.
The irony that he was at the game that was in Atlanta.
Stop. Just stop. Stop it. Enter Le'Veon Bell into the chat. You know, Mr. MAGA, newly MAGA had it himself, right? He got him in every fucking color. Every time I see that man, he got a new colorway of MAGA hat, which is insane. Egregious.
Yeah,
it's egregious. Also egregious that my beard connected before his, because I just, there were days where I wasn't sure, and then now I look at Le'Veon Bell and I feel so grateful. Enter Le'Veon Bell into the chat. You the biggest in Columbus, man. Get the fuck on. Well, you wasn't even claiming Columbus. You said you was from Atlanta, right? Atlanta, profound, right? Now, what's funny is I saw them arguing on the internet, got in the car to drive somewhere, heard that song play on the radio.
That's crazy.
Down, Atlanta, profound.
That's crazy.
Right? And I was with Le'Veon. He was throwing some haymakers, even though he had that damn hat on.
Sure.
It was okay, yeah, there you go, Le'Veon. My man was like, yeah, you, Lotto, go ahead, stay down there in Atlanta. I was like, hell yeah. Say that shit for us, Le'Veon. Say that shit. Hell yeah. Right? I'm all excited. Then here you go. I'm the king of Columbus. I'm the most famous person to ever come out of Ohio.
Stop it, bro.
Fucking hell.
Stop it.
Let's get this all. Let's round it all up. Let's have a Columbus history lesson for a second, right? Shad Moss is from Reynoldsburg, right? So It is now a black suburb of Columbus. Wasn't as black when he was born, but it's a black suburb in Columbus, and that's where he's from.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anybody who's from Columbus that would say, yeah, Reynoldsburg is Columbus.
Now, like nowadays.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
at least then it for sure was
in between Columbus. Broad and Main is basically Columbus, but that's also Reynoldsburg.
Right.
Anyways, we're talking about Shad Moss. That's where he's from, right? Was a Browns jersey toting, Ohio State repping
Mickey Mouse chain
until he
wearing.
was about let's say 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, it was quick.
11, 12 years old. Then all of a sudden, you know, obviously we'd always had the relationship with JD. Then we just start seeing him navigating over to Atlanta rappers and doing Atlanta features.
Claiming Atlanta.
Then all of a sudden, here we go in a song, and it's like, doo, let me hold you. Y'all remember that song, right? Where he got out in front of the entire world and tried to tell everybody that he was from Atlanta.
Let me hold you.
Right? And let that shit stand for years. Y'all remember he was at another sporting event some years back where Tom Brady had an historic comeback looking like an idiot. Talking all that. Yeah, you know my Falcons did Atlanta, blah, 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 dirty bird, blah, blah, blah. Looking sad when Tom brought it back. But he wasn't Ohio repping then, was he, Josh?
He was.
Because see, he wants to boil all this shit down to, oh, well, that was just when I was young. I made a mistake. Get over it. No, fuck boy. You chose up. Stay over there. I don't know if Atlanta don't, really treat you the way you want them to. I know you be out there wilding
Atlanta
with the
has
brat
way
and
too
all
much
that.
to actually brag on.
Maybe he just don't feel the love out there the way that he felt it when he was in. I don't know what his deal is.
I don't know if he feels the love from either side, to be honest with you.
I don't know where all of a sudden this wanting to claim Ohio is coming from. It's been that way since the Renaissance tour. He did that whole boohoo shit in Cincinnati. First of all, fam, you're not from Cincinnati. How do you keep having these missteps? You want me to believe that was just because I was a kid, I was immature, I wasn't thinking, I didn't know I was supposed to put on for the city. First of all that sounds like horse shit because a 2-year-old out of New York know that they got to put on for New York. A 5-year-old out of Texas know that they rep in Texas for the rest of their life.
Well, to be fair, New Yorkers, they're born wearing Tim's.
So. I mean, pick the place. A 10-year-old out of LA gonna let you know he from LA first.
They're born with either a red or a blue flag.
So I'm trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about where he said, "Oh, I was a kid. I didn't know I was supposed to put on where I was from, where I was born."
Even then, you still ain't planting no money trees as an adult.
Talking about when he's talking about being the king of Columbus, he's saying that because he's made a lot of money here. Which, fam, I hate to put it to you like that, but there's a older white Jewish gentleman who has a fondness for Jeffrey Epstein, who's got you beat there.
Who would slap you with $1,000?
If that's the bar we're talking,
sorry.
If that's the bar that crosses you into kingdom, dog, you're behind pace. You're behind Pat.
Like millions of dollars behind.
What you should be saying is, I brought this to the city. I opened up these businesses in the city. I put kids into schools in these cities, into houses in these cities. I put clothes on their back. I fed people in the city. No, what you want to say is I made a bunch of money. I have commercial success. So bow down. No.
Les Wexner has probably donated more money than you've seen in your life.
I'm not claiming Lex Wexner anyway.
I'm not claiming him either, but to the point.
That's just Shad Moss. Hold on. Talk to people about Bow Wow.
Yeah, no, I am definitely not taking up for Les Wexner. I guess I'm just saying if you're going to lay claim to something, plant some money trees. You know what I mean? Or at least, bring up a rapper who's from here or support the arts in some kind of way, right? There's a ton of creatives out here who are just looking for an opportunity to become something, right? I know plenty of artists, like fine artists. I know plenty of clothing brands. I know plenty of musicians, obviously, models, actors, models specifically, because like outside of New York, we're one of the most fashionable cities in America. So like there's so many ways that you can plant a money tree back in Columbus, and you have yet to even consider Columbus for more than 30 seconds.
We're the Shad Moss Community Center. And in this spot, I'm about to start moving on to Le'Veon Bell because I got the same questions for you.
Sure.
I have the same exact questions for you. You talking all of this stuff. Why don't you have Trump come back and put something in Columbus since you so buddy? Why don't you use that connection to get something going on for Columbus Public Schools. Or well, is it Columbus Public for him or Groveport for him? Because see, I don't know.
It's Groveport, then it's East Lansing, then it's Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't think we need to address why Le'Veon is a little bit off base.
Then it's MAGA after that.
No, I don't think you're bigger celebrity than a lot of people in Ohio. Larry Nance is a bigger star than Le'Veon Bell in Ohio. In Ohio, I mean, obviously LeBron James. Bow Wow was selling out not selling out. He was alongside JD and So Def.
Those Heartbreak tours or whatever, Heartthrob.
But see,
Heartthrob
he
tours.
wasn't the. It was
him. Multiple people.
Yeah, it was multiple.
It was Bow
people.
Wow, B2K, Pretty Ricky.
But even still, when was Le'Veon Bell even like? Le'Veon Bell is a great athlete out of Columbus. We will give him that. I'm just trying to figure out when he was
athletes.
ever had that level of celebrity to be like, no, it's me, or I brought more money. I seem to remember you holding out at the Steelers and then getting less money from the Jets to come back than what you were asking from some. I don't think that's accurate either, Le'Veon. And then also, where are the money trees? Where's the Le'Veon Bell Community Center? Where is the stuff that we supposed to be exalting you over?
Great Columbus athlete.
What are you doing? What do you do for the people that you're claiming to lord over? Since you a king, what do you do for your subjects?
Besides vote for Trump.
Anywho.
Yeah, if I'm claiming an athlete from Columbus, it's either Trey Burke or Jared Sullinger.
I'm going to end this take. Well, yeah, no, shout out to Sully. His father, his father is a mentor and has been a mentor for Black youth in this side of town, particularly for generations.
Yep.
That name is going to carry weight even when it wasn't in the NBA.
And even if Trey Burke made a bad decision.
No, he did not. Trey Burke is a legend.
And Karis LeVert both made bad decisions.
You will not disrespect their names.
I will rep both of them before I rep Le'Veon.
Trey Burke is the coldest hooper out of Columbus ever, period.
Trey Burke is a Northside Columbus legend.
That's Jim Jackson.
I will give that to him.
That's Jared Sullinger. That's JD Witherspoon. That's all. Trey Burke is the single best hooper out of Columbus, period.
Because he went to Michigan?
Because he's the best.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he was the Naismith Award winner.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Marte's in here shouting out a whole bunch of people in the chat. First of all, I didn't know Macho Man Randy Savage was
Great Groveport Madison, yes, sir.
Busy Bone, Jerome from Fly Union. Big legs.
That's a good point. Yeah, a dental clinic, a hospital, something that serves people, a grocery store. You know how many food deserts are in Columbus? People think of food deserts and they think random spots out in the middle of the country. We are a major metropolitan area, and there are sometimes you can drive 10 to 15 minutes in a Black neighborhood and not find another grocery store, something that's not a corner store or a fast food spot.
Yeah.
Open up a store. Y'all got all this money. You flaunting all this money. Oh, I got all this money. And the only thing you can do with it is brag. Which brings me again to my final point with all this. Bring it all home. There's one individual who has a chance to change this narrative, who has a chance to look at the career of a Shad Moss and say, I don't want that to be me when I become an adult and my history is laid bare for everybody to see. When I have to start answering tough questions. There's one of those individuals that got named that still has an opportunity to own her entire history, her entire legacy, and not just the one that's popular for the people where she live at right now. So Lotto, if you ever want to come out of your skin and tell people where you're actually from and stop, being this Georgia peach.
I don't think she's ever going to do that because she wants to be Nunu from ATL so bad.
But it's cool though, because you're a Black Midwestern girl with a white Midwestern mom, and that's okay.
We all like ATL.
You don't have to be from Atlanta to be Black. And that's the most disrespectful part of it all. That's the part that feels the worst. It's like you can't be your Black self if you from Ohio
or any of the smaller cities like Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Well, Cleveland, we all know, but there's cities in Minnesota, there's cities in Wisconsin, there's cities in in Kansas that like people are black in. Matter of fact, we found out recently there's a shit ton of black people in Alaska.
If you're talking about Marte, if you're talking about Jared Sullinger and Burke in terms of what they brought back to the city, I don't think either one of them are wealthy. Burke, well, wealthy in terms of me and you probably, but Jared Sullinger been playing overseas for some years now.
Yeah.
Trey Burke obviously has had his ins and outs in the NBA, but always playing for the vet minimum, mostly. Like a turkey drive, maybe. Yeah, they can put on something like that. Open up a charity or some shit.
But yes, to answer your question, yes, Lotto, she was born here. I don't know how long she was here.
Her mama from Coshocton.
That's also not Columbus, but anyway. Okay.
I just don't know when that transfer happened, but I'd have to imagine it was somewhere around the same time as Bow Wow when she became cognizant of how people would judge her based off of where she's from. She said, biracial girl from the Midwest or big mama from the ATL.
She's biracial.
Which, yeah, that's the easy choice. I get it. I understand.
Sure.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I don't rock with it at the same time. Like maybe I've just never been fortunate enough to try to claim another city that I moved to.
One of them is clearly paying her very well.
The bigger question to me is why doesn't Atlanta reject that? Like I know they hate that. I know people who are born and raised in Atlanta hate how people move to Atlanta and claim it like they've been there the entire time.
Yeah, all the cities hate that. Atlanta hates that. Houston hates it.
But then why don't you rebuke these rappers from doing that shit? Y'all had a whole Brit in there talking about he from Zone 6. Y'all had a whole Brit in there.
I think it's hard to do it when that person's at the top. Like ignoring Bow Wow is very easy to do.
Dog.
But
if 21 Savage moved to Atlanta when he was 8 years old, he came to Atlanta with a British accent, which means who is forgetting that? Who's forgetting that? And so then you see 21, all the Slaughter Gang, blah, 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 blah. Boy, you came over on the boat from England. Came over on the what is the pilgrim ships? The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
A pilgrim ship is crazy. Yeah, no, I get
Why
it,
do y'all allow that to happen? It's not
that
like
person's on top. Then you can say, well, Atlanta continues to be on top, and here's why. And you can list off people who aren't even from here, but they're transplants. Even though you already have people like Thug is clearly ATL. You know what I mean? Like there's clearly people or Future. Future is clearly ATL.
Before
GZTI.
You get into a rap beef with somebody who can actually do research and they start talking about your mama's residence in Pataskala. just you know, like if I move to a southern state in the middle of puberty, is that enough time to create a thick ass southern accent?
Hold on.
You know what I mean? Like, is that
so imagine Lotto gets into a beef. Somebody find out that she's not only not from Columbus, but she's from like outside of Columbus and uses that against her. Like, I'm gonna laugh at it because it's not Columbus.
Well, maybe she did. I don't pretend to know the particulars of it. I'm just saying,
or anybody in that situation, not just Lotto, I guess, but in literally
the
anybody.
idea that you're from Central Ohio, you're from this area, and that like it's just not a known thing. It's not nothing you tell nobody. You big Lotto from Atlanta with the heaviest southern accents you could muster. You know, like, is that real?
No.
Is it?
No. And my thing is, if you do rep Columbus, there's plenty of cool sounding neighborhoods that you can say you're from, even though you're not. Like Hilltop or the Bottoms. The Bottoms. Started from the Bottoms.
The Bottoms
now we
is
here.
Crazy.
Or Southfield. Even. Shout out to Marte. Or just the North Side. Everybody knows the North Side.
Where you do most of your puberty at determines your rap origin. That's crazy. I mean, I guess that's true, but it's also nonsensical. If I lived half of my academic life, so like if you got
where you went to high school,
you got 12 years of high school. So if I spent 6 of them in one place and 6 in the other, that means I'm from the latter 6.
Those are the formative years.
So the entire life I lived in another country, another part of the country, it just don't matter. We just erase it from our life.
Nah,
I don't think that's
how
a
you
thing.
led up to those.
Thank you.
Years.
That's how you got to the formative years.
Yeah. So I mean, in all respects, probably
Hey
both
man,
of them.
just don't let us be, or don't let an enemy be the first one to say it. That's all I'm saying. It would be. Doesn't have to be anything embarrassing. It doesn't have to be anything. Doesn't have to be anything at all. It could just be a part of your story if you're willing to tell it.
Well, since we're going there, Ludacris is not from Atlanta. He's from Chicago. And Kanye West is not from Chicago. He's from Atlanta.
What does your city mean when you're 9? I mean the city you're from, not as in she owns the city. Sir Savage the 21st is nuts. But no, for real, like y'all just allowed that shit to happen. He pulled up there. He claimed y'all hood. He created his own gang. He rapping about y'all origin stories. He just came over this
21.
colonized Atlanta.
21 is a slaughter gang bloke.
This man colonized Zone 6.
MoFly, you're basically still from New Orleans. You're like an hour and a half out. You're like an hour out.
Let's move on to Melissa Ford. So Joe
Budden news.
Yeah, Joe Budden podcast be farming us for engagement. Let's farm them.
I mean, we do quite a bit. What up, Joe?
I did catch a clip of a rant that Melissa Ford was having, where I think they were having some sort of conversation about women being perceived to work hard or getting handed things or whatever. And so Mel starts going on talking about how she hates the idea that people think she has pretty privilege and that and that you know, she never had to work hard for anything or anything. Like, I'm just like,
you don't. I mean, you
okay,
probably
Mel.
have to work.
Okay,
but you definitely also have pretty privilege.
I'm like, you pushing it, but I'll let you have it. So then Joe's not trying to let her have it. And he's like, well, obviously you have pretty privilege. You're Melissa Ford. What are you talking about?
You've had pretty privilege for multiple
I'm sorry,
decades.
Melissa. Let's take your career back about 15 years. What exactly were you doing? And how did you get there?
No, not 15. More.
When
she was a video vixen?
Was it 2025?
She was working for BET 15 years ago.
In 2010?
Yeah.
Damn.
She was doing like BET News.
Okay, 20 years ago. In 2005.
Back when she was in Big Pimpin' and Shake It Fast. Yeah, that was early 2000s.
Damn, okay, 22 years ago. Holy fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, the example that she gave for how she didn't have pretty privilege, do you want to take a guess on what it was, Josh? Not anything that she's done prior to Joe Budden podcast. So let's just boil it down.
Exactly what it was. The podcast she's doing right now.
Josh.
The new podcast.
Why would you use that as an example of something that your privilege didn't afford you when Joe Budden kicked it off, allowed you to use his platform to jump off on it to, not to mention you stole somebody's name.
And your marketing rollout was a picture of you.
And the only reason why you're able to skate around that shit is because you're currently on a platform that nerfs the one that you stole from. So if that's not privilege, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh, man. You're on the show because you are pretty. And because one time you got drunk and you seemed like a fun time on the podcast.
Like, bruh, what do you think? Do you look at yourself in the mirror? Like, what are you talking about? You don't think you've ever gotten anything you wasn't supposed to get because you was cute?
Nobody's arguing that you didn't do any work, but like,
yeah, no, there is a canyon in between. I skated my whole life through, and I had to work for every inch I've ever gained. Girl, you light skinned, you tall, you got big boobs, fat ass, you pretty in the face, and you got all of these celebrity connections.
And you used to be in a bikini in videos a long time ago.
What else? What other advantage could you have?
Your notoriety is based off of the fact that you're pretty.
I don't understand. You made your career off of being a model.
You get into rooms.
That is the definition of pretty privilege.
You got into every single room in your career post 2000 because you're Melissa Ford. and Melissa Ford started off as a video vixen.
It is the most mind-numbing thing, and that doesn't make you lazy.
No.
It doesn't make you less thin. It doesn't make you less deserving.
I would
It
argue
just is what it is.
that the work you put in made you one of the best at that.
All of that was God-given. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
You had to work to be one of the best video vixens, right? There's some video vixens who aren't working now. So congrats to you for the work that you put in, but you've gotten a lot of doors open because you're pretty. It just is what it is.
CNN is getting an L for me.
CNN.
So
another you said dub?
an L, an L for me. They're getting this one. They are in the middle of litigation that they lost now for a defamation lawsuit. Apparently, they identified a how would you put it? A private contractor in one of their news stories and kind of outed him in his work. A private, for lack thereof a better term, I don't even know if you can say mercenary on YouTube. Mercenary. We've been cussing.
Was he a private, like an investigator?
Not an investigator. He was a man with a gun.
He was a hitman.
I don't know if he was a hitman per se, but I mean, it was implied that he was like maybe security services. They didn't really get into it a lot.
Yeah, security services also can be anything.
Yeah, the main reason why he's suing is because they outed him and his activities in relation to this story, and he wasn't even there. Like he had nothing to do with it.
Oh, that's crazy.
And they kind of outed his background, so now hurting his ability to gain work.
Yep.
So he won his defamation lawsuit, and now we're starting to see the results of it on the other side of CNN. So they cut 200 jobs this week, fired 200 people.
Damn.
They are going to be. Do you remember last year we were talking about how their streaming service failed?
Yes.
Which
was stupid to begin with.
Pretty much doing that again. They are moving the resources that they just cut from their linear channel to a subscription-based service for news.
But it's not a like an app.
No, it's going to be an app.
Oh well, then no.
It's not going to be on TV. It's a subscription-based service, so you have to use it on your devices. Or I mean, I guess you can use it on your smart TV. But
and they're making content again for this app.
For that, yes.
It's
not going to work.
There's a way to do this. It's not that.
It's not going to work.
It's not that.
You can't sell news and make it exclusive. You can have an exclusive news story, but then you present that exclusive news to the masses. News only works when it gets to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Not to mention that you're working against yourself, not letting that news aggregate and spread and making it like
and being
smaller.
The one out there with the information.
Making it exclusive stops it from aggregating.
Which is like, why newspaper subscription don't work either.
Yeah, it's like if you had a members only chat, but then stop giving away your free content or stop doing free streams altogether and only did members only chats.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
your content's not.
You're not going to grow. Yeah, your content is not going to grow. So yeah, I don't really get where they're going with this. I don't think that a company like CNN is going to have a life online in these parameters until they start thinking out of the box in terms of who they're programming. Right? Yeah. Like we are so far past the days of Anderson Cooper and Brian Stelter. It's not even funny.
Yeah, no, that stuff doesn't work for. Actually, it doesn't work in this day and age, especially since there are like YouTube channels.
That's exactly what it is, bro. They can't compete.
Yeah.
People get their news from alternative sources now, and they actually like the people that they're getting it from.
Mm-hmm.
They see you and they see the establishments that oppress them.
Yep.
Because they hear you constantly defending it no matter what or how bad the situation is or gets. You always find a way to stay in line with that institution, whatever it may be. And so when they have an alternative to go to where people tell them the truth online, you just simply can't compete, right? Like CNN has a YouTube page. MSNBC has a YouTube page. Fox News has a YouTube page. And not just a YouTube page, but they have a YouTube page with an established fan base, with an established viewership to push towards those YouTube pages.
Mhm.
They still don't compete with guys like Pac-Man, like Hassan, like Young Turks, like Majority Report. They don't compete in that realm.
Yeah.
Because people are not taking that as the true, honest blue news. And so now you're going to convince them that it's going to be of quality and true, factual, and exclusive, and only for those who pay for it.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, have fun with that.
Right. That's not gonna work yet
Have fun with
again.
that.
Yeah. Yikes.
2 more L's. I'm giving out an L to Rory from the Rory and Maul podcast.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that too.
Yes, we are going to talk about that.
Damn. Okay.
Shout out to Deleted. YouTuber
You watch
uses
Deleted?
I do watch Deleted. Got
Deleted
the
came
AI
out of
face
nowhere.
and blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
Blew up.
Yeah.
Less than 100 videos. I think he's somewhere around 70,000 subscribers.
I
So
think our fan base likes Deleted because I've been seeing. all
no,
the
he's dope.
videos, But
He's dope. I like his content.
are we talking about the mall video?
So he made a video about Maul being a hot pocket, right?
I didn't watch it, so I don't know what.
Basically
means.
being a receptacle for Drake.
Oh well, yeah. No,
And just kind of flowing with whatever happens and just explaining away every happening from Drake and these lawsuits and lost in the
Mhm.
battle, whatever, right?
he's academic.
A shield. Yeah, he's a shield for Drake. Well, it seems that somebody on the Rory and Maul podcast didn't like that too much, because not only did they copyright strike that video,
Oh, okay.
but he did so from his own personal account. So when they said who gave the copyright strike on the content, it didn't come from the Rory and Maul podcast. It came from Rory, whatever his last name is, gave his whole government.
That shouldn't work that way.
I swear to God.
No. I
If
mean,
it's-
I believe you,
in
but
the video.
considering you would have the copywritten material on your YouTube channel, it
Unless
should only come from that.
the
channel.
YouTube page for their podcast is only tied to Rory. That's the only other way that I could see it.
Could be
But then why would that be a thing?
because they needed to make a YouTube channel and they just put it under his name.
Right. Oh, I mean, I guess.
I mean, no. I'm not saying you're wrong.
You making
in this
copyright
case.
strikes and your name is the only one associated with it. I would much write the podcast or the platform's name to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would think that YouTube would be like, okay, well, the thing that you're copyright striking is clearly on your channel. So then we got that
Said he
information.
showed it. He posted the letters from YouTube. It said Rory, whatever the hell his last name is.
I believe you though. I just think it shouldn't be, but whatever.
Damn. So apparently, not only did that happen, but then YouTube responded to Rory and gave their response back to Rory to delete it. Where they told him that there wasn't anything that he could copyright strike in that content. It was fair use. He should look up the laws,
Mm-hmm.
and that if he continued to try to
Wait,
copy
what? No,
strike
wow.
stuff like that, if he
YouTube doing that is crazy.
if he continued to copyright strike something like that, he could have his account disabled. They gave him the fresh and fit treatment.
Yeah.
They gave him the
Which-
fresh and fit.
Fresh and Fit was very clearly abusing that all over the place. Which, I mean, I guess arguably Rory is too, but Fresh and Fit were doing it very egregiously.
Dog, going after a channel that is a third of your size, has a fraction of your influence in the industries that you talk about respectively, and then getting your ass kicked by
Yeah,
YouTube in response,
Which is
just
crazy.
sadness going on
As
over
a
there.
bigger channel, YouTube deciding to nut up and say, nah, fuck you, boy. That's crazy to me.
That is, yeah, that's also another thing that surprised me. You lost a big bank take little bank situation with YouTube. Oh,
That's crazy.
ugh.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. I was actually rooting for them when they broke off from Joe, but it ain't
I
seeming
was
right.
for a little while too until
It ain't
Maul
seeming
became
right.
a shill, and actually both of them technically. And I thought we were going to talk about Julian being fired.
I mean, guess
Not that I
we can
care,
talk about it if
really.
you want to.
Julian is, I mean, first of all, I didn't watch the show that much to care about Julian at all. But then
I thought him and the black girl was dating. I thought
think
they
knew
were
weren't.
together,
I think I knew they weren't because it seemed like whenever I saw it, she would be annoyed by him, low key.
but I thought it was like a
Playful.
don't I tell
annoyed.
you not to say this shit when we at home
Yeah,
type of annoying.
That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't watch it enough to really care about Julian. Then he came out with a podcast, and Joe Budden has been making fun of him ever since, which is also funny.
Why is he making fun of him?
Apparently, Julian's been saying things about Joe, like little smart shit.
Okay, gotcha.
And so now Joe has been making fun of pretty much all of them, but then has also included Julian in who he makes fun
Into the fun. Okay.
of. Which is all crazy. He's just been like, "Oh yeah, I came up here. Everything's great here. Not firing anybody, looking to hire people. In fact, like just a little shit.
Go get you a job,
like
Julian.
Crazy. Well, no, Julian wants to do his
own thing.
He started his episode 1 podcast.
Okay, cool.
Talking about how he was fired and all that.
He did talk about it.
Mhm.
What was he fired for?
I don't know that he might have said it. I didn't listen to the whole
So I
thing.
think Maul alluded to it in one of his responses. He was like, "That's why your man's not here no more," or whatever. But they never really gave me an answer.
I didn't listen to the whole thing.
There was supposed to have been a fight or something. Like, how he get in a fight and then get fired?
Yikes. Yeah, no. The whole thing kind of started with this weird poetry monologue, so I didn't listen to the whole thing.
A poetry
It was
monologue.
like this weird monologue that was like poetic, and it was just like, I don't want to hear this. This is
Get
not
to
what
the
I came here
shits. Why did they fire you?
for stupid shit like that.
For going, something wrong with the pussy. All right, that's CNN. Rory, Travis Scott.
Travis Scott.
First of all, I need live sporting events to decide whether or not it's worth to actually have a halftime show, because I felt like the national championship college football playoff, they got an idea and then start pricing it out and start thinking about how expensive it would be to do it at that venue, and then said, well, let's try to split the baby. If you're going to have a live performance at a sporting event, make sure it's actually live and inside the event where the crowd is. So Travis Scott performed at the national championship game this past Monday. Was it past Monday or Monday before last?
Monday.
It was last Monday. And Travis Scott was supposed to be performing at the halftime show. It was being advertised. They were talking about it right before halftime hit. And so I'm sitting up there. I'm waiting for it to start. First of all, he's singing a song I don't know. They had this drone situation set up. I was looking for the cords because he was mighty close to the edge of the damn building. I'm sure he was harnessed down somehow, but I couldn't see him. So good on him on that turn of the performance. But I kept waiting for him to like appear in the stadium. So like obviously this was shot like right before they went on. Like they're not going to do the whole fucking halftime performance from the roof. They shot the entire halftime performance from the roof, from one spot on the roof, like different drone angles on the roof. I was dumbfounded. I was like, what? Why did you even do this?
There's a clear explanation for it.
This man risked his life for a bullshit ass performance. It's terrible.
Clear explanation. We all remember the time that Travis Scott dressed up for Halloween as Batman in that ridiculous Batman getup.
He was in Atlanta, not New York. This ain't Gotham, nigga.
Well, that's the thing. He got on the roof of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and they put up the bat signal. And he was like, oh shit, I gotta go, but I gotta perform, but I gotta go, but I gotta perform. And he performed for a little while, and then he had to go fight crime.
Dog, Travis Scott did more for WWE on his entrance than he did for the college football playoff. At least he came inside the stadium and smoked a blunt with people. He stood on the roof and then probably took a helicopter on up out of there when he was done.
You know what it is? When they showed the bat symbol, you didn't realize it because it wasn't a bat, it was a roach.
That's Travis Scott everywhere. Let's read some comments here.
Man. Y'all ain't commented since Melissa Ford. Is that what I'm seeing?
We got a lot back from 21.
Shit just hasn't loaded.
I've been away from New Orleans since 90, but I will always be my hometown. Shout out to New Orleans. Always a good time down there. Sir Savage, his B&E here too. Yeah, hip hop cheerio, man.
Yikes.
Melto Joe, his eye wrinkles look like a nutsack skin. What?
He said his under his eyes look like testicles. Verbatim.
Oh, that got all over her.
Next time he got on like IG Live, he had a little eye mask.
That's crazy. I'd have been like, well, I just didn't pay to get mine taken away, Mel. Didn't have any rapper boyfriends to pay for my cosmetic surgery. Sorry. My bad.
I mean, he talks shit about her all the time, so.
Joy Taylor's controversy struck a nerve for Melissa.
Yeah. Well, anytime anything happens with women in charge, she kind
What
of.
do it have to do with you? Like, I feel like that's only gonna stir your spirit if you got some shit going on.
Facts.
We owe Marcus Eunice 5 to 8 years. I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, that was early 2000s, if that. 1999 for Big Pimpin', I think.
Tony Robinson, her podcast should be called Pretty Privileged. Literally, like, you have this platform by this name because of your privilege.
Yeah.
If you was some normal looking girl in the face named Agatha, I don't think this would have been going the way that she is going right now.
No, it would not.
If your name was Stephanie and you made $19 an hour at a call center, I just don't feel like you'd have the same opportunities.
She could if they called her Headfany. You call her Stephanie, I call her Headfany.
What she feels like, folk are saying she only gets it because she's cute. That's not what it is. But I mean, it is obvious that you
She
get
feels
in
like
front
that.
of other people because you pretty. We don't have to explain to you what pretty means. You know how that shit works. L to Stephanie's Worldwide. Oh, I had another dub that I forgot about last week. Marcus Garvey got pardoned on Biden's way out.
I saw that.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that Marcus Garvey had any pending action against
I
him.
didn't know that either. But I'm not surprised at the same time.
Sure. Shout out to the Marcus Garvey pardon. What albums y'all looking forward to this year? I'm waiting on the Clips album.
Oh well, the Clips album is coming. They said that it was finished. They got the verse they needed.
Well, then come
That's
on. Y'all been prepping this shit since like spring of last year.
And I didn't know that Whips and Chains, the song that was supposed to feature Kendrick, was the song that they played at some fashion show.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The fashion show last year.
That. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, y'all been doing this shit since last spring. They was at that fashion show and they pubbed the music. Okay.
But they didn't have the verse though.
I think John Legend was on that song, bro.
I hope
so.
I hope not.
Clips. So Malice, Push, K-Dot, and John Legend. What you came for? I think he was on there, if I'm remembering this song correctly.
I really hope not.
Yeah, Clips album is probably the biggest one for me.
Oh no, I got a different answer. No Cardi?
No. First of all, she's not making no more music.
Bro.
She done.
No Rihanna? No Rihanna album, bro?
It's not coming.
Yes, it is, bro.
No, it's not.
She's making music with ASAP.
ASAP got some shit going on.
Yes, he has a whole
case. I think it's some bullshit, but he got some shit going on.
Yeah, he has a whole case.
How one of your ASAP niggas trying to, and he working overtime to set you up too. This nigga he said, I went back to the crime scene and I found these shell casings.
That's crazy.
Only them bitches don't match any of ASAP's guns. So that man went and found some random shell casings.
But it was him, Your Honor.
I went back and I found him, Your Honor. It was him. Damn, ASAP.
Damn.
Then he said that he was using the scrapes on his knuckles to prove that there was an altercation between them two. Man, that shit looked like he went like this. Because when you hit somebody, there's like an indentation, like there's like teeth mark or something like that. It's
there
not
should also be
a clean
bruising.
ass scrape.
There should also be bruising, not just scratches.
My boy got a rug burn from the concrete on his hands.
Yo.
It's crazy.
So what you're telling me is Rocky about to go back to prison. He about to be slipping on semen.
Dog, they offered him a deal with some time served in it around this shit. Like, yo, what?
You didn't hear what I said?
Excuse me? What'd he say?
So he about to go back to prison. He about to be slipping on semen.
I was fucking no homo. I was slipping on semen and shit. Like, yo, hey, relax, ASAP.
Oh man. Okay, no. The answer I was gonna say is Chance the Rapper's album. Aside from the Clips album.
That is not one of your most anticipated albums.
It is.
It'll be a pleasant surprise if it's good, but I'm not anticipating shit from Chance no more.
I am a little upset that it is now taking this long, and that kind of worries me a little bit. But I know it's going to be better than his worst album, so I'm kind of anticipating it.
This nigga Marte. ASAP, my nigga, he got a drop before prison. Fam, he not going. Let's keep him out of prison. Can we keep him out of prison?
Oh man, yeah. Chances very do or die, and the longer you don't do, the higher your chances of dying are.
He said he wants ASAP baby mama. You think that's how it's gonna happen? You gonna send this man to jail and just move in on Rihanna?
That's how it
Yeah,
happened
good
in the
luck.
hood.
Good luck. That's some grimy ass shit.
That's how it happened in the
Hey,
hood,
that
man.
is the worst case of Dirty Mac and I have
That
ever
is
heard of
Dirty
in my
Macking to
life.
the max.
Like, I'm going to place the shell casings myself to get your ass in jail.
Hey, bro, I know you're going to jail, but you know what I'm saying? I'll take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down.
Dirty Macking on 1,000. On a
I'll
thayal.
take care of Rihanna while you in prison. Fam.
Then I'm
I'll
gonna
make sure
talk to
she's
your
good.
kids about gun violence and tell them how they shouldn't how they shouldn't be like you, how they should be better.
Oh shit.
That's next level Dirty Macking.
That is facts. Anyway,
If they protest too much, then I'm gonna put a shell casing in their room.
yikes. Joy Taylor got more cheat than a Steve Harvey suit. Is crazy.
I'm still not convinced on Joy Taylor, man. I'm not convinced on Joy Taylor.
Not convinced that
Everything that's being said about her is being presented with the correct context. That since
well,
her and Emmanuel Acho might have slept together, that was how she got Speak, because how Speak is set up right now, yeah, they co-hosting, but Joy talked the most.
yeah,
Joy is the host of the show.
yeah.
And again, I've yet to see, even if Emmanuel Acho is a producer on that show, I have yet to see Emmanuel Acho sitting down in the middle of the desk at Fox Sports or being turned to as the lead at Fox Sports. So the idea that Joy Reid,
Joy Taylor.
Joy Reid. Wow. Sorry,
Yep.
Joy Reid.
Yep.
Joy Taylor used Emmanuel Acho to help her get a show or get something that he was never able to provide for himself is still dubious to me. I don't.
Well,
understand
Emmanuel
that
Acho
concept.
maybe could have moved into a position that looked better for him if he would stop making terrible takes. That's neither here nor there. The original thing that you said was you don't think that the context around the situation is being the correct context is being provided.
I don't think sleeping with somebody at a job is necessarily fallible. I think if it comes with a guarantee is when you start getting into murky waters. But again, there's no way for us to corroborate any of that. It's her word versus Joy Taylor's,
Well,
right? And
that's
only one of those people has an actual living to gain off of that.
true.
You know, like if that's the case, you don't have no communications to that effect. You don't have a third party who also heard her say it. It's all you versus her. And you're presenting it in the most favorable light to yourself. Of course you would, because you're suing. You're looking for money.
The point is that the hairdresser that's suing only has the context of what she was told and what she saw herself, and Joy Taylor has the entire story. The entire story is her and her life, so she would be the one that would know the situation.
Like,
more
is she
so than
wrong for sleeping with
hairdresser.
Emmanuel Acho? Hell no. Is she mad? Is she wrong for
I'm sorry, did you say
sleeping with him to get a show? Yeah, that would be wrong.
no? She's dead wrong for sleeping with Emmanuel Acho.
Okay, anyways. Now,
terrible decision making.
the most egregious thing that was alleged, and I hope that at some point she has a chance to answer to this, is that she slept with somebody else of a higher position and was going to claim that he sexually assaulted her if it ever went bad.
That shit is egregious.
That's trash, and I wouldn't. You almost
condone
want it
that.
to be real so that she didn't have to lie to put that in there.
Yeah,
But at the same time, man, I would hate for that human being to be
It's a
just
very
walking
vile
around.
human being.
Yeah.
At some level, probably something that the field of what she's in, they created that monster at some level, but still very despicable and egregious behavior.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But again, I'm also just hearing allegations.
Right.
This has
I
been
have no
proven by nothing. It hasn't even been heard in court yet. This
It's
is
her
all
hearsay.
the files. Yeah. So it's like I can only take so much of it. No.
It sounds salacious. It sounds like some shit I want to be able to speak to, but ultimately can't because I don't know. I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else before I just talk about Jim Knowles for like 3 minutes.
Chances of do or die. Pretty Flacco's in the slammer. Yikes. Yeah. That's what it's looking like. So what was your take on Castlevania? All right, let me talk on Castlevania for a few seconds.
Castlevania?
Castlevania?
You said Castlevania.
I said Castlevania.
Is it being canceled?
Castlevania.
There you go.
Anywho. So I really liked the first season. First season was dope. I thought Azabeth was a decent villain. I was a little off put by the fact that she was going through the trials, the Egyptian vampire, the one that got brought back in as a night creature. When she was going through the trials with the other women, the other Egyptian women, right? First of all, let's take it all the way back. The explicit blackness of Egyptians in Castlevania Nocturne, and then also showing them being raided by what I would assume were either Mongols or barbarians of some sort, right? I didn't see Netflix get up or anybody from Egypt getting up in an uproar, right? It was fine. It was ancient Egypt. The tombs were there. The people living inside of them, complete black, not beige, not yellow, black. And there was no controversy. It was all good. And then the invading forces were Caucasian of some variation. Anywho. So then, yeah, they're going through the trials and they're trying to give it to all of the last remaining, religious folk who are still worshiping Azabeth. And then somehow we jump from that to like England somewhere, and she done found this chick, this white girl, to take over the soul of the ancient Egyptian god. I was just like, you know what, this better not work out. Something better happen to make this not work out, which it didn't, right? But by the time that we got to that point, I was just thinking like, well, why did you give it to her in the first place? Why did you give it to Azabeth in the first place? I did not enjoy the pairing between Richter Belmont and Annette. I thought it was unnecessary. I thought it was crazy hell. And she going in here speaking to her ancestors. Meanwhile, she all cuddled up with this colonizer. She's sitting over here talking about fighting a revolution back home eventually, right? And she's talking about going back to New Orleans and freeing the slaves there and all this other stuff. Well, if you're going to do that, you're going to do that with your white husband? You got to think about the context, right? When this is shot, the French Revolution is going on, and then also this is smack dab in the middle of the transatlantic slave trade. So the idea that she would go out and seek a white partner is
crazy. From
New Orleans and escape all that, and then end up insanity, scrambling my brain. I wish they wouldn't have leaned so hard into the historical aspects of a lot of that, because they left a lot out. Like they left a lot up to your interpretation. Even with the French Revolution, it wasn't really a one-to-one in terms of what they were showing us from a historical standpoint. And it made some of the decision making along the way not make sense, at least to me. I don't know. That's pretty much it. It was okay though. I think we could maybe move on to another storyline for the next iteration of Castlevania. Kind of had my fill of this era, but it was good. It was good. I give it like a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good.
Okay. You just gonna skip by what Chillmonger said? Oh man. All right. I think we gave the people enough time. I'm going to start talking about some college football shit. So
Jesus.
Yeah, man. Jim Knowles, on the day where we decided to have our celebration, the Buckeyes decided to celebrate the national championship. Bro, apparently last night, so Saturday night, told the team that he was staying with them. That's rumor at least. That's rumored at least. But then to go on to make the move over to Penn State And, rumors are flying, but it seems pretty much official. Everybody's going along with that rumor that was reported earlier today. And, I told you earlier, we were in the group chat, and I pretty much told you that, first of all, I think he's doing this because he's lining up for that Penn State head coach job, right? Yes, Penn State took a step in the right direction in being deep in the playoffs. At the same time, you want to talk about Ohio State backdooring their way into certain situations. I can't think of a better perfect backdoor situation than losing in the Big Ten championship that you shouldn't even been in, and then finding your way through Boise State and SMU. So yes, that's how you got deep in the playoffs. I think homeboy realizes that the time is probably going to be up for James Franklin. If not, obviously this year, probably within the next couple of years. And then he's going to take that job because he's a Philly boy. The other thing I said was, that sucks because he did get our defense to the number one defense. And he clearly played a perfect role in doing that. But at the same time, would he have done that without the resources, without specifically the players that were at Ohio State?
I guess we'll find out.
I don't know. I think the players continue to execute. I think if we find somebody who kind of replicates what we already had so that we don't have to adjust to a whole new defense again, I think we'll be perfectly fine.
Let it be known, when Michigan loses its defensive coordinators, it's because NFL teams have come calling. When Ohio State loses its defensive coordinators, it is due to firing or loss to Penn State. It's nasty.
It's specifically because homeboy wants a head coach job where he's from.
Yeah, but there's already a head coach there.
There is. And he's like, all right, Birdman hand rub. Fuck up one time. Let's see where we at.
I will have more expanded thoughts on this coming and going year. That swapperoo with Jim Knowles on A House Divided next time we meet there. But I just wanted you to give your time so you could respond to it.
If it's true, hey, thank you for the championship. But at the same time, and I've seen some people say this is basically the Tony Alford situation all over again. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's kind of like it. It's not the same.
It's not as bad because it's not Michigan. That's the only difference. It's a rival. It's a rival.
Plus,
but
he was an integral part in winning us this championship that we've already got. And Tony Alford was not.
Tony Alford was part of getting y'all some wins versus Michigan as well.
Okay.
J.K. Dobbins, Trey Sermon.
Sure. Did he win us a championship? Was he an integral part in winning us a championship? The way that Knowles was.
No, obviously he wasn't a coordinator, so no.
So that's the difference on that side. But then also, yes, going to Michigan is way worse because Penn State is very clearly little bro. And as much as we say Michigan is little bro, there's a lot more fight there.
We will talk about it again. For all our sports fans, y'all meet us up on House Divided. Check us for drops there. As far as Dubs and L's goes, like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you thought about our Dubs and L's. Give us your Dubs and L's in the comment prop. That's live here tonight. And also for our replay watchers on Wednesdays, we're here every Sunday around 4 o'clock doing these. So make sure you show up. Trying to do our best to expand the show, adding slight things to production value. Tell us how those things are going over with you. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Give us your feedback.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out previous W's and L's where we discuss obviously some of the things that we liked and didn't like from previous weeks. Catch up to what we've been talking about. Make sure you subscribe. Like you said, we like to do W's and L's every Wednesday at 10 o'clock and the live stream every Sunday afternoon. Chat. I think we out on this one.
We out of here.
It's been real.
She's going back to Haiti right when the Sarnies are killing all of the slave masters. Also hated how they made Annette best friend gay. And then West Indies ain't doing. Don't play that. I felt like there's a lot off about that series, but we shall live to fight another day. All right, y'all.